Hey, what's up, guys? New Leafeon break and Jumbo Pack close. New, let's see, new Jungle Booster. There it is. I'm hitting save. Let's say Pokemon Live. Okay. Let's open this up. Now, let's go ahead and pin in the website. Why is the screen all reddish? Should it be red like that? Why does it do that? That's so annoying. There you go. That's the correct color. Hey, what's up, Mr. Alex? Hey, Alex, do me a favor. Go ping the Discord for the stream. All right, so I'm going to keep copy on that. And I'm going to post this. Mr. Alexander says he's sorry that he's been gone for a while. He's had some stomach issues. I'm sorry to hear that, Mr. Alexander. I hope that you get healthy and feel good about it, okay? Okay. Walmart says they delivered a package. Yes, that's true. All right. Okay, so we're going to throw all those away. Your listing hasn't sold. Refresh your listing. Dooba-dooba-dooba-doo. Oh, that's so weird. I got like an ad from PSA for the PSA vault. Your item has been on eBay for 59 days. Listings that are old are less visible to buyers. Oh, I didn't know that. All right, so let's jump over here. You got a refund from eBay. Yes, I returned a broken item to eBay and I got refunded for it. Isn't that nice? That's so nice. Let's see how the PSA orders are doing. I think we're getting close to one, aren't we? Yes, we are. They're in assembly. All right, so this is the evening stream. We're back after having a pretty successful morning time stream. All right. I'm going to go turn on the amazing slabby iPad. So that Lego Pikachu break finished, and it's a pretty amazing break. It's over now, and I'm wondering, do we break the gigantic Charizard Blastoise Venusaur Lego item? Did the breakthrough pack go off, says Pokewing. No, sir. The XY breakthrough pack has been a little bit slow. There's just a lot of competing breaks on the table, and that one has not moved too fast. What a coincidence, fellow Alex. I had stomach pains too. Where are all the Final Fantasy slabs? You like Final... You know, I could grade a lot of Final Fantasy, but I'm scared it won't sell. All right, let's put this away. How about them slabs, huh? It sucks when you have stomach pains and can't throw up. Yeah, it sucks, bro. Bro, that sucks, bro. All right, so what do we have on the left side here? You know, it looks like I could use more of these boxes, really. More of these storage boxes. I ought to buy a couple more of these. It looks like that further away part of the shelf could be better utilized. So, we're in a horizontal mode. Start smashing that like button. You know, people were noticing, actually. It's funny, I didn't even bring it up. But people were noticing that the vertical stream kicks your guys' butts when it comes to like. It likes, it's true. The vertical stream hits like so many likes so fast. I don't know why that is. It is. We also picked up like 10, was it like 10 or 19? I can't remember. We picked up like 10 subscribers too, man. Those vertical streams are still a force to be reckoned with. Did you get the new Final Fantasy set yet? I did order it. Let's see how close it is. Where did I order it? It's probably going to be here any day. Let's see. It's not Journey of Discovery, is it? No, that's not it. So I must have ordered it elsewhere. It's probably really close. It's probably really close, Mr. Vicious. Let's see. You have to risk it for the biscuit. Like the stream. People are on the phone more. Vertical stream is whack. It's wickety whack. What's the Leafeon break? Oh, yes. Time to show off the breaks. So there's been a lot of gains in these breaks. Tyranitar is all the way up to 9 out of 19. Leafeon, he's 1 out of 5. There he is. He's all-target Leafeon, and he's the new lightning break. Lightning breaks are supposed to be short, fast breaks. Here's Charizard, though. He's got 8 spots left. So we got 3 really amazing breaks here, and so many more cards to replace them, too, when they're over. Here's the Waifu break. Not really moving too fast, all that too fast. The Manganami, which feels very strongly stuck. So these two, Nami and the Waifu Redo Healer, neither of these are moving at lightning speeds. Something to think about. You can't beat Pokemon. That's what's going on. You can't beat it. Pokemon's too good. Who wants Nami when you can have Charizard? Of course, I wonder if the Nami's gotten any cheaper over time. You know, One Piece hit this really high point, and then I think it receded a little bit. So I may have to check the price on it, see if it's worth updating the price on that. But we're here, and we're ready to work on some slabs. Gotta go eat, but see ya in a bit. See ya, wouldn't want to be ya. Hey! What do we got here, huh? Whew. I got some stuff for the binder break. So here is the binder break. Tiger Woods' body cam is crazy. Tiger Woods, huh? Guess he does a lot of DUIing, huh? That's not good. He hasn't killed anybody yet. He's got to stop. I think if he wasn't a celebrity, he'd be in really big trouble, wouldn't he be? I don't know how it works, actually. You know, ooh. So here are 5 new cards for the binder break. We got Snow White, Dumbo, Minnie Mouse, Best Day Ever, and this guy. This is like almost 3 packs, 3 booster packs of Disney 100 Cardos. And it just goes in there for free. The price of the odds do not change in the binder break. The odds are the same. All right, cool, man. I had an order at the end of the morning stream that wasn't done. Oh, yes, let's work on that then. I'm sorry about that. Let's start there. Mr. Jeff. Let's start there, Mr. Jeff. So, Jeff, we've got your One Piece OP13 English. Oh, yes. You know, I was supposed to be changing 1 pack price per stream, wasn't I? And I've kind of slowed down on that. I should get back to that. All right, here we are. Boop. You also need an English Royal Blood. Royal Blood. Apologies. Here it is. Ooh, I keep getting Dune clips on my TikTok. And OP14. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Here we are. All right. One Piece. It definitely went really crazy for a little while, and it's definitely slowed down a little bit. That's how it feels. Pokemon never slowed down. Pokemon's just full tilt crazy. It's Jesus Juice. What's up, man? All right. Jesus Juice. I feel like I recognize your thumbnail or your whatever they call it, but I don't recognize your name. We are. All right. Super Mario Galaxy was decent. Didn't the critics give it like a really bad score? Oh, Portuguese de Ace. All right. What was the message in Mario? Did Mario have any interesting political messaging? We are. Oh. You recognize my thumbnail. I recognize your thumbnail for sure. It skills me. All right. Very nice, Jeff Leon. All right, Mr. Jeff. Jeff with the J. So we're going to go find Mr. Jeff's giant bag over here. You got a lot of hollows if you ever want to trade them in. You are. Right now, the current trade card is the Moo Milk. Let's see. So we're going to make your bag a little more comfortable by removing some of those. What's up, Mr. Team Rocket Grunt? Okay. There we are, and let's grab these. Did you see Rattle Pokemon got caught touching a little boy at Target. Boy, you must not like that guy or something. That doesn't sound like that doesn't sound legit. We are. We are. Very good. I don't personally know Rattle at all, but I know it when it sounds like someone's trolling. I'm here for the free ones. What? Rattle, he's been around for a while. Check the price of the Disney Lorcana. I will probably start buying a couple of those. Disney Lorcana. Oh, yeah. Didn't I find a little bit of that somewhere? I can't remember. Did I find like a box of those? Let's see. I'm going to grab this. Doobie-doo. You told me you sold it all. Did I? Let's see. Clicking on this. Let's go over down to Disney. Blah, Lord. It says I've got Lorcana first chapter for $29 doll hairs. 29 doll hairs. Very fascinating. All right, what we got here? We've got Zoroark. Oh, yes. Here's Snorlax. Oh, yes. Here's Dedenne. Oh, yes. Cigarette Charmander, one of my favorite cards now. People are noticing how funny he is. And Suicune. Sweet. Hey, what's up, Andy Man? We have a Cash App order. Brandon Boutillier would like Into the Charizard. Oops. Once it's in Mr. Horde, it doesn't see the light of day again. A little bit. Sometimes it does. Only when I flash it on screen. All right. That's going to go to our Charizard break, which will be right over here. Oh. Let's count these up. So Charizard is getting awfully close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So we're up to 9. So if you're a casual Charizard break lover, the Charizard break is getting suspiciously close to the end. There we go. All right. So this guy's going to say 9. Oh, 9 out of 16. Very good. You guys liking the website? You know, Karis made that website. That's my wife. She made the website herself, the whole thing. Pretty cool, right? Let me go ahead and rotate this. Here's Pachirisu. She also drew those cards you saw on the table. She's an artiste. Here's the Elite. Look at this, Bulbasaur. All right. Did you know I've never lost a Harry Potter trivia? Oh my God, he's a super Harry Potter fan. Now, we're jumping over here. Banned in most places. What do we got? We've got a Jeffy Weffy order. He says he would like 2 of the Fujibunko Volume 2. Okay. I actually think those are the end of the Fujibunko Volume 2s. So there's, after that, there's 2 more, okay? All right. And we need 2 Sneaky Bunkos. We're not even close to running out of these. Cases of them, like 7 of them left. Do you have the Banned Misty card? No, I do not have that card. I wish I did. I was never much of a girl card collector, right? I never really cared to collect the girl cards. But I knew Banned Misty had a chance to become very expensive over time, right? But one thing I really ended up not liking about it was the high population. However, I underestimated how crazy collectors are, and I clearly should have held all of mine. Here we are. I think I was selling my Banned Misty artworks for like $800 at one point, and they all sold. And I was like, whew. You know, my thinking was, well, this is just a common trainer card. That's all it is. It's just a common trainer. What a dummy. All I had to do was hold on to that one. All right. A past love of mine, past boyfriend, just teasing you, described me as a wealth of useless knowledge. We are. What? Did you howl at the moon afterwards? All right, let me grab. I'm teasing you, Mike side. Let's get this one too. We're gonna get this popped open. All right. All right. So, Mike's side, we need that auctions of the week short that I heard you were making. Auctions of the week. There. You're gonna have to, 1, learn how to read golden auctions. Number 2, learn how to read fanatics. Number 3, learn how to read heritage auctions. And number 4, learn how to use eBay to understand the best Pokemon eBay auctions as well. So you have a couple jobs to do where you're a data gatherer now. It's a very important job, actually, data gathering. Once you're good at data gathering, you got to chop that data up. I've been working on it. Ooh, I like to hear that. I do like to hear that. All right, one video archetype, auction of the week. Another video archetype, record sale. That's the other one. So the other one's going to be record sales. New record sale on blah, blah, blah. I bought an ice cream cart to maximize. Really? We were just buying ice cream for Karis today. After talking to the fertility doctor, as crazy as it sounds, Karis was told to gain 10 pounds. Imagine that. I'm over here taking Wegovy to try and lose weight, and the doctor's like, you need to get fatter to your partner. That's how I know being skinny is just a brain thing. That's it. Being skinny is just, some people got something in their brain that says don't eat so much. And then some people like me have hot sex, sell a lot of Pokemon cards, and eat as much as you can. So it's just a brain thing, I'm sure of it. All right, now wait a second. We need a volume 1 as well. It's your brain, undoubtedly. I think Wegovy and all those GLP-1s and everything is going to change the world. Oh, it looks like we need some more. We need some more of that too. We need some Fuji 1. So I'll be right back. Let me go get some Fuji 1, and I'm going to do an analysis of Fuji 2 because I'm pretty sure we're about to sell out. Skinny aristocrat here. Let's see. Mr. Shooting Blanks? I'm not. I'm shooting strong swimmers. No, I'm actually fine. We have 11 embryos. So I did the whole date with the cup and all that stuff. And we have successful embryos. She has something called endometriosis, and it makes it really hard to get pregnant. And so we're doing IVF. I've already talked about it like a million times, but it's like all I talk about in my real life is just that. That's our whole life right now, is working on this thing. Fuji 2 is coming to English next month. Really? A restock or what? All right, so there we go. Boop. I shot blanks. I got rid of one testicle. What? There we go. Tammy, you never asked me if I felt the earthquake last night. Damn it. There we go. All right, Mr. Jeff. Boop. Boop. You ain't near me. I know. Can you feel the earthquake? Ugh. On the 24th, I legit have PTSD from the big one in 2020. Wait, you only needed one. Oh my God. What am I doing? We got that. Oh, we got that box because that was the last one in the bag. I remember now. We don't allow our bags to be empty. Can I sponsor the TCC meetup? Maybe. Be interesting. There we go. Boop. All right, Jeffy Weffy. What do we got? Bubes. Oh. What's here? Holographic. Man, I'm thirsty. You know what I had for lunch today? Mala chicken. And this is my mala chicken. Oh, yes. Ooh. Nah, I cooked a bunch of food last night and just ate leftovers. But, so we got Karis now on the cookies, cake, and ice cream diet because she's apparently possibly too skinny. That was one of the doctor's suggestions, is that she might have been too not fat enough to have a baby. As crazy as that sounds. So the doctor has told Karis to gain 10 pounds. Isn't that wild? Mr. Jeff. Everyone tells you to be skinny until it's time to not be skinny. All right, we'll pop this in here. There we go. All right. Let's rotate these slabs. We got this really awesome Vileplume. Very cool. Umbreon 9 for $18. Females in Somalia be having babies all the time. Yeah, true. We are. And here's Shelter. And here's Braviary. What? That's so random. Females. Where's my favorite females? Here's Jeff Leon. He says, 4 of the 150, 1 surprise, and 1 English OP14. Okay. Ooh, Azraelane. All right. Do 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 boop boop ba doo ba doo. Do 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 do. I've been trying to teach her how to get fat because I'm an expert at that. I told her you just got to eat cookies and cake and ice cream. She's like, "What if I eat chicken and chicken eggs?" I'm like, No, that's like almost like the diet food. She's like, "What if I eat boiled eggs and beans?" Yeah. I was like, "No, you're gonna have to eat candy and cookies and cake." Does tag grade waifu cards a little bit, not all of them. Some of them are outside the scope of what they'll grade. All right. Let's see. Boop. Tell your doctor why they can have babies and they weigh like 80 pounds. The Somalians? I don't know. Who knows, man? It is. Oh, whoa. Is that actually true? I don't know if it's true. You are. Here's Abak. Love from the UK. Mr. Birdie, how is it in the UK? Dun, 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 dun. I'm a very mixed person. I have a lot of mixed DNA, but the majority of my genes come from the UK, Ireland, Scotland, and Britain. I have a mix of all of those. Mr. Jeff. Ooh. Tell her to eat at McDonald's for 2 days. You know, she does eat McDonald's. We get McDonald's on occasion. It's like one of the only restaurants we have. And she eats like 2 bites of a hamburger and says, all right, I'm full. That's it. Like she'll eat 5 chicken nuggets. She'll eat a couple French fries. And then I'll get her like a hamburger, even a small one. And she'll just leave it on the counter and be like, I don't want it. I'll be like, you got to eat it. You got to eat a hamburger. She did that very recently. We both got McDonald's. I got a daily double, and I got a spicy McChicken, right? That's what I got. She gets a small fry, and then she gets like a hamburger with the small fry. She just eats the fry and doesn't take 1 bite of the hamburger, and then she didn't even finish the fries. So it's like, she's just, I don't know. Some people just don't eat that much. Tell her to get K-pop Demon Hunter meals. Tell her to put those nuggies on the burgers and fries. Well, what she needs to do is put whipped cream on the chicken nuggets, because that'll make you gain weight. All right. Very nice. Thank you, Mr. Jeff. Jeff, supporting the stream. Thank you. I'm going to put you in the giveaway, Mr. Jeff. I really appreciate those orders. Let's see. Where's the giveaway? We got a giveaway. It's called the Mark giveaway. Is this it? Let me toss you in there, okay, Jeff? So to get into this giveaway, place a decent-sized order if it's too slow, if the stream's slow. But the other thing you can do is smash that like button to get us to 40 likes. Jeff was here in the daytime stream and the nighttime stream. I thought maybe it would be nice to put him in the giveaway. The sauce is the catalyst. Lots of yeah. Actually, I kid you not. I bought her some new sauces at Walmart today to help her gain weight. So we bought like some chicken dipping sauce, and it's like 240 calories for 2 tablespoons. It's ridiculous. Those are like, they're like pure evil almost. You know, you're just going to gain weight if you're dipping your chicken. I'm always here too. All right, you're going straight in, Mr. Team Rocket Grunt. Let's see what's over here. I think we're actually out of orders. Yes, we are caught up on the orders. Welcome, guys, to the Thursday afternoon stream. I noticed the closer we get to 8 p.m. and 10 p.m., the crazier it tends to get in these streams. So, man, it's like, it's too bad because I'm really not supposed to be streaming in those hours. I'm supposed to be off hanging out with Karis. I'm supposed to be done. You have one more? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't notice. It blends in with the other orders really well. Let's see. So the last order is for 2 more of those Fuji 2s. Yes, the final frontier for the Fujis. So this is sold out now, and we're going to go remove it from the menu. Isn't that satisfying? Fuji, Fuji, Fuji. Let's see, One Piece, Weiss. One of our goals was actually to sell through some of our Weiss products, and I think we've done that with a couple products. Not all of them. Like, look at this Oshinoko. Magical Girl, Sneaker Bunko, Interspecies, Hello Kitty, Fuji One, Dan Dan. We did sell a decent chunk of Dan Dan the other day, didn't we? I can't remember. All right, so we got to remove it from the website as well. That's a new thing. Boy, I haven't logged into the website for a long time, which means next time I have to log into it, I'm not going to remember how it's done. Can we see the slabs on the table? Yes. But let me do this first. I'm going to type in Fuji. So Fuji Volume 2. I'm just going to push trash. This product has produced sales and may be linked to existing orders. Are you sure you want to delete it? Yes. Okay, Fuji's out. Fuji Volume 1 is still in. Good. When is Dreamlike Oceans coming? So I placed the order for it. It must just be taking a long-ass time to get here, Tammy, but I know it's coming. It is. I bought 6 boxes, which I think is a half case. I didn't even buy a full case because lately, Final Fantasy has not been doing well. We almost never sell Final Fantasy packs. Maybe they all need to be adjusted down, the prices. But to not even sell 1 pack is usually not a good sign. Here it is. But we got a half case coming, and I hope we pull whatever the chase card is. I hope we pull it. Let's see. Pokemon, compared to this, Pokemon, on the other hand, is selling through the roof. It's just boom, 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 boom. Pokemon's just selling through. Final Fantasy, I can't get it to sell that much. So it's I would call it a struggling product right now. Ooh. Recent sets don't have much, to be honest. This one has Tifa Lightning Cloud full art. Oh, really? Say less, fam. All right, well, I like the sound of that. I like the sound of that, Tammy. Yeah, that would actually be a big issue if the previous sets didn't really have anything to chase after. Mr. Needs Garbage Pail Kids. I could have that. Yeah, we could have Garbage Pail Kids. Now, here we have Mr. Chenseg Vong, and he says, for the Tyranitar break. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, here's the Tyranitar break. $40 to get in there. Chance for a really hard to pull card. And a card that you probably, if you pull this for 40 bucks, you don't want to give it up. You want to keep it. So don't resell this if you pull it. One person's going to pull it. 18 people are going to miss. One lucky dog. Okay, who will finish first, the Charizard or the Tyranitar? Because they're both moving at a pretty brisk speed. And Friday's around the corner. Look at that. They're pretty close, both of them. That's in the end goal range. What other sets do you guys want to see? So Garbage Pail Kids, what other interesting sets? You know, I did buy a little bit of that new Riftbound series, the League of Legends set. I did buy a little bit of that, and it kind of sold. It did all right. We had some sales. I hear some lawnmowers going. Oh, man, the weather outside. Look at the weather outside for a second here, guys. You ready? Do you see those blue skies? You see that? That's what I'm missing out on. I'm missing out on that. Right now, I'm missing out on that because I'm here doing Pokemon cards like a dopey idiot. Bro, I should just go live at like 11 p.m. tonight or something. I shouldn't even be here. We should be outside. Kirsten and I should be playing basketball. We are. Here's Smeargle. Here's... That's Missouri spring weather, too, by the way. You could just walk outside. It's the same temperature as inside. All right. That is the weather outside. It's nearly perfect. Ivan Rodriguez says Umbreon and Shelder. Ooh, the Shelder's a really good one, I feel. I'm surprised no one had grabbed this yet. And then the Umbreon, he's just a bit of... He's just like a junk slab. But he's really cheap. Maybe you can sell him for 24 bucks. You know, if you were selling through these really fast and with just a slight price increase, you could actually make some money flipping these, but you'd have to have a system for that. Can't have her play basketball. She needs to be eating, not burning calories. No, it's true, but, you know, we also can't be couch potatoes. I don't think that's healthy either, so. Bro, it's beautiful outside. Go spend time with your wife. Ah, man, that's how I'm feeling right now. Yeah, we probably should be outside. You know, I need to make like a choice to like go live at like 10 p.m. or something. Maybe go live at like 10 p.m. and then go 10, 11, 12, 1, 4 hours like that. I think it's hard to do that though because Karis tends to be wide awake at 10 p.m. A lot of our fun times occur at like 9, 10, 11, and 12. So she likes to stay up a little bit and then she goes to sleep but I don't know. It's dark outside at that time, so maybe it's a better trade-off than what we're doing currently. I think our idea was we would do an early morning stream and then like a daytime stream, and we would be done by like 6:30, 7. But instead, I'm almost starting at 6. I'm almost starting the evening stream at 6. One of the problems is we have like the morning stream, and then Karis and I hang out and have a lunch together. It's like an extended lunch, and then I come to this stream late. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess we haven't gotten it perfect yet, guys. We haven't figured it out. The fact that we have 2 streams, though, means most of the time you guys will make it to one or the other. Morning streams are better. Just do one long morning stream. Is that legendary Super Saiyan Broly? Yes, actually, we have a Broly here. That is Broly SPR from 2025 DBS Master History of Z. And I guess he's... just a cool little card, huh? I graded a couple Dragon Ball cards. Not too many. Did you guys see them all? That's one. This is one as well. I think one of them sold in the morning time stream. I've pretty much priced the whole return. It was a small return, only 75 cards, and some of them weren't even mine. Where'd the other one go? Oh, here it is. So there it is, last one. Okay. It would be interesting if I changed my schedule over to maybe like 10 p.m., 11. I guess that brings us back into a nighttime stream. So maybe that would be a good thing. But here's the deal. If we do that, we have to have like some strict rules. Like it cannot slowly become the 2 a.m. morning stream because then we're just back to doing what we were doing before. We can't do that. We can't start at 2 a.m. and end at 6 a.m. We can't do that. What we can do is we could start at like really strictly like 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. And so let's say we start at 11, that would be 12, 1, 2, 4 hours would be 3 a.m. You know, if I'm going to sleep at 3 a.m., I'm still waking up at like, 11 a.m. It's just a bad idea, man. I don't know. I can't find the perfect balance. Morning streams are better on the the Android slab looks good. Here we are. They're all the same price. They're very nice. Oh, yes. Lovely. Just lovely. Okay, cool. Just work all day and see your wife on Sundays. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I like that idea. Why don't I just work all day? Duh. So here's Feroki. Cute. Scolipede. I kind of don't want to pull some of these slabs down. They just hit the table. Here's Moltres. And here's Dedenne. Ooh. We do have one gym break waiting for a person to join. It is this one right here. We have Mr. Soul Despair in there, and he is waiting for a challenger. If no one challenges him, maybe there should be a TCC card, and I should challenge him. In other words, play against the house. I'll be the Pokemon Championship Master. Doesn't make a difference to me. It is. But maybe we'll do it like that so that people don't have to be afraid of it never going off. I don't know. I guess, though, you know, if I pull the card again, that'll be weird. When is Gem 4 going to happen? That's a great question. Let me take a quick look into Gem 4. I knew it existed, but I did not know when it was coming out. Let me see. Gem 4 release date. Gem 4 comes out. Oh, that's the Ponyta one? I'm not buying that one. I don't like the Ponyta one. Let me go into the card list real fast. Give me a second. Let me go into the card list. So I'm zooming in. It does have the Eevee in it. That's kind of nice. That's it. The only exclusive card is the Ponyta. And while I like Ponyta, it's not enough to get me to buy the set. I mean, we could do like maybe one case, I guess, if we want to screw around. But it's just not good enough. The Ponyta is exclusive. I know Ponyta is exclusive. I have never in 7 years seen someone pay a lot of money for a Ponyta or fight and be like, hey, man, you got to get that Ponyta. So what I could do for you guys, instead of buying that set, we can just go buy the Ponyta. Let's see, Gem 4 Ponyta. So what we can do is we can just buy the Ponyta and do a break on it or something like that. But I wouldn't do it yet. I would not do a break on it yet. I would do a break on it later when the price has fallen somewhat. You don't want to do it this early. There's too much hype, right? Like, it's better to wait for a card to have considerably less hype and then host a break on it. And we do it that way because we're smart, right? 200 IQ, guys. So Gem 4 is not on the list right now. But I know, isn't there like a Gem 5 coming? Pokemon Gem 5? Chinese? Is that what it's going to be called? All right, so Gem Pack Volume 5 releases at the end of April. So end of April is Gem Chinese. Let me write that down somewhere, actually. Where are these? Get one case. It's cheap, fun set to open. Yeah, I mean, I'm not against it. Just seems like a waste. Legendary Collection Reverse Ponyta is lit, though. That's one that people would clamor for. So there's Gem 4 Ponyta. Gem 5 is like the set for the second evolution. Yeah, I noticed that. It's really cool. Gem 5 is going to be good, guys. Gem 5, April 24th. All right, so we're going to keep an eye on these two things. Ponyta and Gem 5. Yeah, Gem 4 is not really super exciting. Excuse me. The Brony community loves Ponyta. Oh, true. And we have a huge My Little Pony community, so obviously we don't want to miss out on that. Here's a cheap little Melodic. Here's a cheap little Meowth. Here's a cheap little Dragapult. Do you guys like these upside down Pokemon? Aren't they weird? This one's really cool. I like this Magikarp a lot. Big fan of the Magikarp. And then Larvitar. I don't think anyone's gonna snatch this guy. I feel like he just needs to go off to the PSA vault. I think I just got some stuff arrived in the PSA vault, didn't I? I had mailed them off a round of stuff not too long ago. Let's go over here. I'm gonna jump into the vault. Let's see. Vault head. There's our little, look at this. There's our little Gengar Pikachu. Look at a little Cyndaquil over here too. Isn't that nice? It says I'm down 76%. That's not true. Man, I don't know what PSA is smoking. So this did not sell. The Dedenne for 21 and 2. People said no thanks. And I'd like to get him off the table. Let's see if I can get around off the table. Moltres could come down. What else can come down? Get some stuff down. Shining Tyranitar back there, huh? Let's take the Dragapult down. Let's see. Dragapult can come down. Psyduck maybe. This Psyduck is $75. On eBay, it's $200. Melodic's good enough. All right, so we got a nice round here. This needs to come down. Did you get any offers for your cards in the vault? No, I don't accept offers on anything that I list. Here, let's see. All right, so let's take a picture of the All Slabs channel. Ta-da! Very nice. Oops. My camera's all foggy. I gotta wash it. Do you still have any of those Tora Karuta cards still? Yeah, some of them are in my eBay vault. I'm not really interested in selling them all that much. You are. Some of them are on eBay and they're very expensive. All right, so Melodic with an M, and Melodic with an M is the only one that goes off to the M box. And the rest of these, oh no, wait, Psyduck will go to the Z box. These shall go off to the A box. Good. Oops. Click. Mega Salamence, more like DD Mega Doodoo. Any more 9s? Let's get some more 9s off the table, shall we? So here's a 9. Here's a 9. Oh, that's the trade card, but that one's not ready to come down. How about over here? Any more 9s? Couple of them. So we got this 6.5 and we got this 8.5. And maybe this Mastiqueef. Yo, wait a second. That guy didn't even have a price tag. Look at that Charmander. Isn't he cute? Well, I feel like we could get the Charmander, Bulbasaur, and Squirtle together. Would you guys like to see that? That'd be neat. All right. There's only one problem here, and that's this pile is too far back. Because, all right, so this is ready for a nice picture. This guy looks like he's ready to be given away. Giveaway pile. Cool. Cool. All right, picture time. Hey, what's up, Instagibus? Let's take a picture. Zoom in and click. All right, good. Ooh, Anakin. Wait, we don't want Milk Tank. That's what was missing. We don't want the Milk Tank. Milk Tank's not going down, so this guy does need to come back. All right, give me a second. One more try, one more try, one more try. Let's try that again. Wait, let me delete the last picture. So this one shall be deleted. Delete. Okay. How's it going, guys? Whoa, what the hell? It's like my camera messed up. All right, let's try that again. How about now? There we go. Welcome to our evening stream. What's on your minds as a Pokemon card customer? What's on your mind? What's in your heart? Tell me what gets you excited. What's got you up at night? How you guys feeling about the card market? How you guys feeling about buying cards right now? Are you maxed to the max? Sometimes when a market gets really, really excited, you spend every dollar you have, and then you don't have any more dollars to spend. That's when you start going around like a crack addict, and you say, hey, I'll sell you my shoes. I need just one more Pokemon. Come on, bro. That Mega Tyranitar is 2 spots away from first big one. Oh, yeah. Here it is. He's talking about the sublist. Mega Tyranitar. Sublist has 2 spots left on it. What are those? These are called Tarukas. See? Taruka. And they're just a cute little card. Okay. Gas prices keep me up at night. Did they really? Here's Charmander. Now, I would search the Charmander on my laptop, but the laptop's acting really funny. So let's do it on the phone. Taruka Charmander. Oh, Charmander. We, of course, want the cheapest Charmander, which shall be 65. Wow, that sounds like he's ready to be a gym break. There it is. Oh, yeah. Lovely. New vintage pack split. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There is one. There is one. We finished the rocket. Now we're doing jungle. Jungle's much cheaper, actually. If you recall, Team Rocket was $45. This is only $37. It's about $8 cheaper per spot. That's a good deal. You might pull Red Cheeks Pikachu. Jungle Pikachu is always Red Cheeks. I try not to think about prices. Watching for Rocket, return Psyduck in a 9. 10, too expensive. Did you guys get anything in the Rocket? It wasn't a bad pack. It wasn't a heavy pack. Dark Gyarados came out. That was pretty cool. Man, I love Dark Gyarados. He's very nice. So here we have Javier Arroyo, Shining Tyranitar Sublist. You got to give it a shot, right? All right. There it goes. One spot remains. Chomp needs to open the straight already, says Mr. Nicholas. All right, very good. Very good. Yeah, I don't understand all of like how it works. Like, if they've decimated Iran so much, how is Iran able to keep it shut? Like, they must be firing missiles from somewhere that the United States and Israel cannot detect or cannot stop or something. So it must be, I mean, it's probably tricky, like trying to find a needle in a haystack a little bit. There's Squirtle. Here's Metagross. Here's Tyranitar. First of all, they probably need, in order to find these places, they probably need somebody to be shot at. They're like, okay, somebody come forward and get shot at. You know, then they have to trace it back. Who wants to be the one to be shot at first? Come on, dude. Why is this so hard to reach? So here we go. We're going back into rotating the 9s. Ooh, Southern Island Primeape. Wow, that's beautiful. He's a 7. I think $40 is probably still appropriate for this guy. So cool. Here is a simple Team Rocket's Porygon 9, $16. Here is Professor Oak Poker Yellow, PSA 8. We might want to look at that one. I mean, 50 probably feels correct, but I'm just a little curious. Might be a little higher than that. Let's see. PSA 8 Poker Oak. Look at link in Gen Chat. Trump needs to open the straight already. Anyone in Breakthrough? There are, oops, I didn't mean to click on this. There are 3 or 4 people in the Breakthrough. Playing cards. Oak. Man, I'm sleepy, man. All right, so there is one for sale right now for $50. So this is priced exactly correctly. Here's Naked Girls Talk, and this is from 2019. It's actually 7 years old. I feel like this is a good example of a card that probably just needs to go to the PSA vault. I don't think it would make that much money in the PSA vault, though, because you have to pay, like, fees and all this. Let me think. So, okay. We'll bring this down to 45. Maybe we'll keep bringing this down until it hits 40, and then just put it into the Poke Shuffles box. So we could do that. All right. By the way, you wouldn't think that these 9s would sell that much, but actually, when we were rotating the 9s earlier, they were selling really fast. I was going to say PSA 9, Primal, Clash, Groudon, Gudon. All right, Primal Clash, Groudon. And we want the cheapest one. I'm thinking about getting Chick-fil-A, and I don't know why. Look at, okay, I already read that. So here he is, 110 doll hairs with a whole bunch of people watching it too. So this price is still correct. Now we've got a couple more. We've got this Topps Vulpix 9 for $40. I mean, it feels about $40. I'll lower it to $36. That's 10% off. Ooh, Rocket Returns Heracross 8. That's cool as heck, dude. Man, that's neat. But let's take a look into this one as well. That does seem a little on the low side. We're going to say PSA Returns Heracross. Let's just look at all grades. There's literally nothing. PSA Rocket Returns, maybe? Okay, we're going to say Rocket Returns. Heracross. Wow, there's literally nothing. Let me look at sold, maybe. All right, so I think we're just going to stick to this price. That's what I've decided. Here's Tops Uprising. Wow, that looks so cool. I think I'm just going to stick to this one too, $30. Here's Covenant Prophet. Prophet here. I'll go. All right, that's the Prophet. Very good. I play the Prophet a lot in Halo Wars. You guys ever played Halo Wars? Ooh, Quips Hunter. Spooky. Here's Quips Espeon. Spoopy. A nice Squirtle, but he's like $70. Vibrava, but he's $40. And Gray Ninja, but he's $48. All right, cool, man. I'm hitting refresh. Here we have Mr. Jeff in the website, and that's it. It's a slow Thursday night? Yeah, right. What do we got here? We've been having a crazy week for the last couple of weeks. I'm always kind of waiting for it to slow down. Here's Jeff Leon and Miss Seva Dusenberry. This is the jumbo pack break. It's got 2 spots left in it, and then this whole thing goes to 1 person. So that is the jumbo pack break. We also have this interesting product you maybe never considered buying. This is a favorite product of Miss Sarah. This is the Japanese Jumbo Pack. It contains one of all the Japanese packs on the menu. Would you guys like me to make any other kinds of Jumbo Packs? I just sent for a spot. Oh, let me hit refresh because it wasn't showing up in my email. My bad. Let me hit refresh in my emails. I bet you I have to hit refresh. Okay. Aha! There it is. 3 Disney Lorcanas. How is Disney Lorcana doing? Let's grab Disney Lorcanas. We got a 1. How many of these do we actually own? 1, a 2, a 3. Whoa. So how many are left? We've got 4 left. Disney Lorcana. Mr. Man. Sorry about that, Mr. Nicholas. I guess I had to hit refresh. I didn't realize there was an order in. I had to hit refresh. You guys are watching Disney Lorcana get open. When did this set release again? 2019, 2020? No, this came out like 2021 or something. Does it not have a date? What the hell? Usually products say when they were made. Huh. When did this come out? When did Lorcana come out, guys? Lorcana first chapter. Can anyone tell me? I feel like it's been maybe 4 years. Scooby-Dooby-Doo. 2024? Yeesh, I am very wrong. That was 2 years ago. Really? It's above the barcode? I don't see it, Tammy. Play with you. All right, so here's a little Mickey Mouse detective. Here's a little Elsa. I know how you guys feel about Elsa. And Aladdin. Lorcana is my favorite card set, says Team Rocket Grunt. Here's Steamboat Willie, Simba. And let's see. Magic Golden Flower. Ooh. Oops. There it goes. It's like the Black Lotus. That's what that makes me think of. I feel like the creator of this set really wanted to go for like a Magic the Gathering feeling, don't you think? I think they were going for Magic the Gathering. You want Anna? And let it go. Let it go. Let it go. All right. Very nice. Mr. Nicholas William. I gave you some of the commons out of the packs because some of them look okay. Did you hear about the comedian being sued by the Lion King music guy? I did not. Would you rather go to Disney or Universal? I wouldn't be a very good person to ask that question because I've never been to either of them. Maybe you can tell me what's good about Universal and what's good about Disney, and I'll pick between them. What do you think? We are. I've been to Six Flags, and I've been to Silver Dollar City in Branson, Missouri. It's actually really nice. this. I didn't know what to expect from it, but it's like crazy clean and comfortable, and all the people there are super chill. I got recommended the Will Smith slap today. What a wild moment. Oh, yeah. I was listening to somebody talk about that. What was going on? I was listening to a comedian talk about that. Dave Chappelle, he was talking about it. Funny how the algorithms work. Universal has Harry Potter. Disney's American. America. What else does Universal have? Here's Mark J. Valerian, and he says to give away, if possible, the naked girl PSA slab so that they can be investigated by the FBI. Really? I can do it. FBI, open up. America, America, we've got the nastiest bombs. I'm proud. Let's see. Where'd it go? Where'd the girl card go? Oh, here it is. So Mr. Mark is saying after the Lord of the Rings card has been handed out, he would like to hand out these, I guess, hotties or something. I'm assuming they're all over the age of 18, and actually they're all over the age of 21. Meow, 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 meow. Okay. This episode brought to you by Mark J. Valerian. Mark just likes to see stuff getting handed out for free. That's cool, Mr. Mark. We're lucky to have you with us. All right. Mr. Ivan says D-scored. Let's see. Click. Meow, 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 meow. So those particular hair crosses you're looking at, those are the non-hollow ones, I'm pretty sure. You're looking at, so the hair cross we have up on the table, that's the reverse hollow stamped, which is like what everybody wants. There's that, and then there's the regular hollow, which is not that popular, and the non-hollow, which is not that valuable. Here we are. We're going to say mark on this. On your mark. And we're going to set this to the side, because first we have to give away the first mark slab. But in the meantime, I'm going to jump over to the giveaway card. This is the April donations card. I think Mark probably wins if we were in a competition to be most generous. Here we are. Whoa. Very nice. I just realized Mr. hit 100K subs. Sweet. Now we need to hit 200K subs. What do you guys think? 200K subs. Here's Leafy Blown. Here's Cigarette Charmander. We've just been showing them off. Meowth, that's right. And Bravey Airy. It's Bravey Airy. Dylan Chan says, get me into the jumbo pack break. So, there's one spot in the jumbo pack break. Dylan Chan. Thank you, Dylan. That's a lot of Ks. Okay. We hit 100K. What's cool about that number, by the way, you have to realize I own 2 YouTube channels. So if you could add all the subscribes together, as a YouTuber, my real subscribe count's more like 230. I know that sounds a little crazy, but I think that that's pretty accurate. Let's see. Let's swap over to... Here it is. TheCardconomist. Let's see. Yep. Here's my other channel, TheCardconomist, 132,000 subs. So if you added all of those with all the ones we have now on this channel, in my lifetime, I've put together almost 250,000 subs. That's a lot of work. Thank you. By the way, shout out to Mike's side, because, you know, he helps. And we like it when he works real hard. Get to work, Mike. I'm just kidding. You know, I have to say this, though. Mike's side, you never really saw the kind of money that the other guy saw. See, there was an editor on TheCardconomist too, but man, that guy, he and I were working over there, and we did some long-form content. Shorts didn't exist yet. And I wish we could get that going for you too, Mr. Mike Side, because once you start getting some kind of viral long form content working, those kind of videos can rack up $50, $100, $300 real fast. And we were profit sharing, me and the other guy. So I can't remember what we did. Did we do like a, I don't think it was a 50-50 split. I think it was like a 30-70 split or something like that. I don't remember what we did, but he ended up making on some videos like just $200. Like, boom, paid out $200 cash. And that was just from ad revenue. So we don't do that on this channel. We just lose money because Mike's Side gets paid out quite a lot more than the value of the shorts. So we rely on the shorts to still have a different kind of value, sort of like a brand recognition value. But on the other channel, we were just getting straight up paid, man. YouTube was paying us. So we got to figure out, we got to crack that code on making good ad revenue again. We just never did that, I guess. Hello, I sent some for Jumbo and Lightning Break via PayPal, says Mr. Mig. What's up, Mig? Welcome. Okay, so we'll see whose turn it is, though, Mr. Mig. We have Danny Vachitavong. He goes first. Now, Danny wants a whole box of Sneaker Bunko Volume 2. Let me go grab that. Oh, we have it right here. How convenient. So, Danny, here's the good news. This is a brand new case. Yep, we just started a brand new case of Sneaker Bunko. All right. Out of the bag, says Mr. Danny. Mr. Danny. Oops. Ooh. Whoa! The other sexy card that can only be collected as a box topper. That is a box topper waifu card. Congrats, man. That's from an anime where the girls have to have like their boobs groped in order for them to be healed or something like that. Peak anime Japanese degeneracy. All right, let's get it. Sneaker Bunko Volume 2. All right, confirmed. Nice-a-do. Snipping this. Just some Japanese culture for you. Culture, they say. Okay. And snipping this. Sneaker Bunkos needed like water and air. That's right. Mister, look at the second picture. It's Hollow CGC, sold for $350. What? That's a pretty good price. Okay, you ready? Whoa, ruff, ruff. All right, you got the doggy girls a bark. They're about to start sniffing about, you know what I'm saying? Here is a character that I guess is really well loved from a show I've never seen. What's the name of that one? Signature, something with an N. No, an M. Like Mogadishu. It's called... My brain's blocking the memory of the name. Another doggy? Wow, that was fast. Her name's Mitsubishi. Her name's Konosuba. That's the name of the show. What's the name of the character? This is her too, isn't it? Megumi. Oh, it's not Megumin? That was Megumin. All right, Megumin. Oh, yes. This is the pink-haired girl who has herself in a lot of trouble in the other card that we're breaking. We are. All right, you answered that question pretty fast, Mr. Danny. Very sus. There we go. I'm just messing with you. Whoa, all right. Stacked. All right. Ooh. Cat girl. Look at that cat girl, huh? Here's a hollow. Here's a hollow. Danny's cultured. A man of culture. And there we have it. Thank you, Danny. I want Kamala Harris Sneaker Bunko set. There we go. She must have been banging at one point in life, right? That's how she got into politics. She was a mistress for a politician. That was it. She was a mistress, and then he appointed her to a position of power. That's how she started. There we are. That's not a great way to start if you were, like, it wouldn't matter if you were just running for, like, state senator or something. I don't think people would notice as much. That's a much harder record to run on if you're trying to run for president. All right, Mr. Danny, let's find your bag. I think that they did a really big disservice to the Democrat Party choosing her instead of letting the Democrats choose who should run in place of Biden. They should have let the Democrats choose. There should have been a very short, very rapid fire shotgun primary. And then if she was chosen at that point, I think actually she might have even gotten more votes at that point. But I don't think they did that. They're like, nah, you'll vote on the candidate that we choose. Here's Zorok. Oh, yes. Here's Snorlax. Oh, yes. We like Snorlax. We've got Flareon. Oh, yes. Bulbasaur. Meh. And Magikarp. Oh, yes. We like Magikarp. What do you think, Mr. Alex? Alex, he's our political guy. He really gets into the politics, you know. Let's see. He's our political analyst. I don't know. She doesn't look all that good, to be honest. What? Next up, we got our good friend, Mr. Miguel. Mr. Miguel Deldoc. Is that right? And he says he would like a spot in the lightning break. I'm new. You're new. Nice to meet you, new. So new, you're going to get these cards right here for free. We are all about meeting some new guys. Here we are. He is trying out the website. So this is for the lightning break. Ooh. This will tick up to 2 now. Good luck in there. Now, the other thing he wants into is the jumbo break. The jumbo break's over. You might actually have some crazy action here, Miguel. Let's see what happens. All right. Good. Welcome, new guy. Mr. Miguel is our new guy. All right. Welcome to our group. We've been running for 7 years, Mr. Miguel. 7 years we've been doing this. Non-stop. And I think what we do best on this channel are breaks and maybe an adult atmosphere. We do 2 streams a day, so our streams are kind of split up, right? We don't do one big stream. We do 2 little streams, and they're very rapid. Now, if we're going to give these away, I say we replenish the first-time cards as well. So let's replenish those. Monkey Dory, yeah, right, bro. Ooh, Umbreon's good, though. Let's see. Where are the poker cards? Oh, here they are. Turtle, Bones, Lakitu. Okay, so the next first guy, free time, giveaway card, it's going to be these 2 cards put together. How cool is that, huh? Hello, mister. Did the Rocket Pack break finish? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It finished in the morning stream, and so you can go watch that. It is in the morning stream. Ooh. Ah. Ooh, very nice. Wow, wow, wee, wow. Now, okay. Hello, mister. Did the Rocket Pack break finish? I saw no clip in break history. Is Tammy here? Does anyone want to update the breaks history for me? Ooh, look at these 4 guys. Anyone can actually update the breaks history, by the way. Did you guys know that? Now, I'm going to create a baggie for you, and we're going to grab some bulk here, Mr. Miguel. Here we are. All right. Tammy, Discord's not working for me today. Here it is. All right. And let's pop these in here. Okay, very nice. I'll do it. I'll go. I've been playing a lot of Halo Wars, Tammy. Have you ever played Halo Wars? You seem like the kind of person who would like Halo Wars. So this is going to be 4.26. Big Halo Wars fan. All right. I'm real nasty. When I get on the game, it looks like I'm a noob, but I'm not. I was one of the heaviest players in the world back on the Xbox 360. You are? I'm just on Pokopia. What? How does Pokopia make you feel about Ditto now? Are you more of a Ditto collector as a result? We are. Like, do you feel like Ditto's a more valuable Pokemon card to you? There is a Ditto card I've thought about buying. Ooh. So here are the 4 custom boosties. Let's stack them up. I need to play Pokopia. Not really. What? Poor Ditto. Even when he's released in a 10 of 10 video game, nobody loves him. That's why he's a transformer. He's always trying to please others. I'll be whatever you want me to be. All right. Apparently, Pooh Shiesty was raided due to Gucci Mane kidnapping. What? Raided? Like Arc Raiders? All right, give me a number for the boosties. Wow, it looks so beautiful outside. I can't believe I'm inside. Dude, I'm a doofus, man. We should have just called off for... You know what, guys? I think we should do it. I think we should move the stream to like 10 p.m. What do you guys think? 6, 3, 1, 2, 3. We might have to move it to the nighttime again, but this time it's going to be like early night. Early night. Maybe we can start it at like 9 p.m. Because that's got to be better than this. Well, God, man, it's hard to say because Karis and I really do like hanging out at night. There's just no answer to it. I missed the nighttime stream. All right, there we go. All right, give me a number. My luck is in your hands, chat. And the luck flowing through. Mr. loves meeting new guys. That's true, actually. Yes, I love new guys. Please come into the stream, guys. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, 4 is a legitimate number. We allow 0. I polled you guys if you wanted 0 to be an option, and you guys said yes. Oops. All right. Here's Mr. Miguel. Ah, it's a miss, Mr. Miguel. Sorry, man. Here's Dylan Chan. Could it be Dylan Chan? Ah, you were real close too, man. It was the one right after yours. Dylan Chan. Congratulations to Dylan. Here's Mr. Jeff. He's going to miss 2, and Miss Sarah is going to miss. You're not alone, Mr. Miguel, but Mr. Jeff and Sarah will join you. All right. So a couple misses there, but only one person gets to pull the jumbo pack break. That's why it feels so good. We should be like crazier and make the jumbo pack break like a 5-spot affair and add even more booster packs to it. Wouldn't that be wild? What if we made it a 1 in 5? Womp womp. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. You're a new guy, so I would have loved to have seen you pulled it. All right. Oh. See the little red stripe? That's a mega break going off. 2 mega breaks on this one Psyduck. Doesn't this card look ridiculous? It's starting to look ridiculous. Only one person has taken a swipe at this Psyduck so far, and he missed. Mr. Stephen Chan, he tried to pull it in a binder break. He said, I'm going to take the Psyduck. If you keep the Psyduck, we'll encapsulate it for you. We'll get it CardConomist encapsulated. Let me fix this. All right. Dylan Chan. Here goes Dylan. Ooh. He gets all this now for 40 bucks, if you can believe it. Dylan Chan gets all this for 40 bucks. Wow. Crazy. Okay. I think it would be very interesting if we changed the break to be 5 spots. That's $200. And then increase the amount of packs you get to like a really crazy amount. No more Gengar promo at GameStop. Try. I didn't think that it would be popular. I remember seeing a picture of it and going, I don't want that goofy looking thing. I didn't think it would be popular. GameStop Gengar. Very interesting. Snip. Early morning stream. Imagine eating breakfast and watching TCC. Hell yeah, dude. Dude, Karis loves cereal. She's all about that breakfast cereal. That's like one of the only things she consistently eats in life is breakfast cereal. Still got some Ascended. It's Gengar. How could it not be popular? I don't know. I mean, he looks a little goofy, doesn't he? That's one of the goofiest Gengars I've ever seen. Whoa. Don't go anywhere. Definitely one of the goofiest Gengars I've ever seen, right? Maybe not the worst. Is it the worst? There we go. It's an odd artwork. I didn't look at it and think, oh, this is elegant, or this is like tricky or cool, or, you know, or abstract. Maybe it's my own bias saying that he doesn't look good enough. But also, I don't get excited for like the GameStop stamp any more than like a Toys R Us stamp or a Blockbuster stamp or any of those. Ready? Here goes. Missed it. Now we see if Dylan gets lucky. So he has to get lucky 2 times. First, he has to actually pull the break, and then he has to pull something out of the break. So you need double luck. It's a me Mario. That's why we include packs like these Mario packs, because you always get a pull out of the Mario packs like this. Freaking Peach looks great, man. Doesn't she look great? Buckle up, guys. This is the Jumbo Pack Break. It's going off. If you want to participate in one of these, send 40 bucks. I'll make a new one. What do you guys think? Would you like me to experiment with a 1 in 5 Jumbo Pack Break for the next one? We can experiment. Might require 2 bags, actually. Look at this Yoshi, dude. That looks great. Right now, Mario's going to be a little popular. You know, you got those the Mario movies out, huh? Today's Friday, right? So it's airing. Here's Mega Ray Quasar. Whoa! Little Dragonite. Harry Potter. Dobby's pregnant. I gotta stop doing that, but I think Mike's side finds it funny, so I do it for Mike's side. Here's Hedwig. Ooh, look at that Hedwig. Hedwig gonna give me some wigs. All right. Here's White Snape, not to be confused with Black Snape. All right, Oshinoko. Okay. Boop. Boop. All right, nothing coming out of that Oshinoko. Doot. Hello, everyone, says Mr. Russ. It's Mr. Russ. Tarragon Aromatise Wanderous Patch. I did a bad thing today. Huh? We are. Here's Final Fantasy Celtius. Celtius. I saw on April 1st a post on Instagram that said Mario Pikachu promos were being given out at the Mario premiere. What? Nuh-uh. Oh, you said it was an April 1st joke. I didn't catch that part. I didn't register it. We're making some changes to our PayPal legal agreements. Really? Just kidding. Here's Geralith Talo Dondozo. You know, I was just talking to Karis, by the way, about how this channel over-relies on YouTube. What if YouTube ever made a change to their rules that said, like, we don't want to host rip and ships, or we don't want you selling products while we're live, or YouTube says something like, sorry, no Pokemon packs or no repacks. Look at that victory bell. That's kind of sweet. Or maybe it says something like, okay, you can sell packs on YouTube, but you have to use the YouTube store and pay us 11% of all sales. You know, something like that happens. If something like that happens, I have like no backup plan. So I realize we probably, for the longevity of the channel, we probably need to practice streaming on a second platform. Something that's like decentralized, or maybe like a free speech platform or something like that. You know, like an anything goes kind of platform. Ooh, the kitty cat called the Ocelot, and creepers need hugs. I love it. But you know, I was thinking about how to de-risk my business model, and my business model overly relies on both YouTube and I would say also Discord. So that was the other thing I was talking about. Maybe moving like the slab away over to the website. Maybe moving some of the middleman grading over to the website, so that you can just go to the website to see, you know, the condition of those. This will help de-risk our channel. Ooh, Christmas Feast. Oh no, Mr. Gonna be a little streamer. Kick is pretty good for that. Why not stream on Kick? So that's what I was going to ask you guys. I was going to ask you, where do you think would be the best secondary place to stream? And what we should do is, on a rare occasion, maybe like Tuesday morning or something like that, Wednesday morning, like one of the slow streams of the week should be on that other platform, just to sort of build it up and practice and learn it. There goes. All right, now here's G.I. Joe. And then I think it would be smart to move some of the operational things that we do on Discord. Wow, this is a vintage pack of G.I. Joe. And you actually got a good pack. Look at this guy, Targot, Snow Serpent Commander, Gung Ho, and Aleph. That's cool, man. Did you guys ever consider buying these? These are vintage G.I. Joe packs. You know, that's another thing I've been thinking about improving on this channel. You know how like we have an extended menu and nobody ever knows what's on it? I should just go get every item on the extended menu and put it into like a bag and then just show the contents of that bag with price tags on all the packs so you guys can see the hidden menu more easily. Here's Magikarp. Carp. Here's Nikkei. Did you know Nivel Arena Nikkei has sexy bitches? Here we are. Whoa, like this one. Oh, what? There it goes. They had them at GameStop supposedly, but that worker didn't know where the manager had put them. What? All right. Here's G.I. Joe, bro. We got G.I. Joe, Mr. Resendez. Here's Karis would probably like that card. A cold one from the Abyss. Here's the Donald Trump cards. Who will clean your toilets, Donald Trump? Here's, ooh. No nudity in here, so you're safe from nudity. You don't have to hide your eyes. Just girls in bathing suits. All right. I might try again for the promo tomorrow. Here's some hollows. That was Royal Blood. Here's Matchless Fighters. You pull this Draco Zolt or something like that. They got lost. What got lost? Here's Leafeon. It's Leafeon. Oh, yes. Here's General Electric pulling Robuscus and Fusion Fart with Starmie. All right, very good. Well, did a hit come out? I don't feel like a hit came out. Hold on, let's review. No. Yes, you pulled a holographic Gung Ho. This is a hit. So one of your hits was actually from G.I. Joe. Christmas Feast from Harry Potter is also a hit. So you got 2 hits there, Harry Potter and the G.I. Joe. And then actually the sketch card from the Minecraft pack is pretty good. These sketch cards look really good, and I've sold those before. There's Creeper, maybe he's a hit. Let's see, Celtus, Wondrous Patch. You actually pull an SR here, but nobody wants that SR. All right, overall, not the craziest round. It is fun to win it, but you also got to pull some hot cards out of there. So it's tough, guys. It's tough. We're ready to create the next round of the Jumbo Pack Break. How popular is that Jumbo Pack Break, man? It goes off so often. Such a popular thing. All right. Whoa. Look at that Ouija. Look at that Yoshi, man. I swear the Yoshi's a hit. Don't you think the Yoshi looks like a hit? Damn. I like hearing them say they didn't get any. Yeah, okay, you didn't get any. I didn't get my promo as well. J-Dog, you might be where I had heard about them. Someone was on here talking about them. So, that was Dylan Chen, was it not? Let's go grab his bag. Dylan Chen. Mr. Dylan. Chilling with Dylan, I always say. I don't often say that. Mister, what happened with your boat? With my boat. Karis and I had been contemplating moving for a long time. Although that feeling's changing a little bit. We never did move. But there's a couple things. We had a really old Tri-Tune, and I just didn't take very good care of it, and we sold that off. We lost some money on that one. You know, that boat would get up to 40 miles an hour on the water, and I thought that was slow. It turns out that's a pretty good speed. I didn't know that. 40 miles an hour is fast. I just didn't know that boats are slow. So most boats are slow. There's something about the physics in the water where the faster you go, the more resistance you have. So to truly break into high speeds, you need like a mega boat or like mega motors. So we were hitting 40 in the Tri-Tune, and I was like, this is a junk boat, 40 slow. I like wanted to go like 80. No, that's fast. I didn't know that. Here you go, Dylan Chin. But anyways, I never really liked it because it was too big as well. Like, I don't need some big-ass, goofy-ass, grandma and grandpa-ass, family-sized boat. I don't even have one kid. So I always kind of wanted something small, easy to maneuver, sexy. So what do? We bought the Sea-Doo boat. But the Sea-Doo boat, and I didn't know this at the time, the Sea-Doo boat has a tiny engine. So I don't know how boats work. So I buy this stupid boat with the small engine, and it can only get up to 35 miles an hour. And that's on a good day, right? You add another person, it goes down to 30 miles an hour. So you guys, a Sea-Doo boat's going slower than the Tri-Toon. So I never used it. I was like, nah, it sucks. It's like, it's not fast enough to have fun in. It doesn't make me go, wee. So we used it a couple times. And then, you know, we were contemplating moving. So there's this point where we go, we never even use it. It's just sitting there. Every year that we keep it, it's getting a year older and harder to sell, or the value's going down. It's depreciating. So we sold that too. We had a broken Sea-Doo, that sold. We had a Sea-Doo boat that we weren't using, and it came with a lift, that sold. And a really poorly taken care of Tri-Toon. They're all gone. Now I'm not losing any money on boats currently. Feels good. I'm back to having no boats. Boats, yeah, you really got to love them. You know what I learned the most about boats? When you get on the water and you just start going around, it's like sort of cool. But if you do that for like an hour, you're like, yup, this is sure is water. You know what I mean? Like you're on the water, you're going boom, 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 boom. It's really loud, by the way. It's like if you had a leaf blower right in your eardrum. You know, the whole time. And the water's slapping the boat. Boom, 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 boom. So you're just jumping up and down in the seat. You take a sharp turn. You're like, whoa, centrifugal force or something like that. And then you park it, and there's your, you know, $20,000 just sitting there getting old after that. And you're like, great. But I didn't like how just to get into the boat would take like 30 minutes. You walk down to your car, right? You got your keys. You plug your keys into your car. You turn the keys, or if you have a button, you push the button. You're done. Starting your car up takes seconds, and you're on your way. To get a boat ready, you have to like uncover the boat. Boats are designed to like have like a big tarp over them, all of them. Huge tarp. Takes like 20 minutes to untarp it. And then there's ropes everywhere. You got to unrope it too, because not only does it sit on a lift, but in case the lift fails, you have to have it tied up. So it's on this lift. It's all roped up. It's got a tarp that's like a really powerful, hard to break tarp. So it's like bolted down in 16 places on the boat. So you're pulling this damn tarp off. You're unroping like these boat knots, which take a long time because everyone who does boat knots is like, it's going to come undone. And then finally you're ready to do the lift. You know, the lift is like this weird vacuum machine, super loud. Again, it's like putting a leaf blower against your eardrum. So you sit there lowering the boat for like an additional 10 minutes. You're already getting bitten by mosquitoes. All right, so you're getting eaten alive by mosquitoes. The boat's finally in the water. Then you turn it on and hope nothing goes wrong. Maybe, it didn't get de-winterized properly. Maybe the gas isn't working properly. Some kind of fuel injector's not right. And maybe the dashboard doesn't work properly. Maybe the battery died. Actually, the battery did die on one of them while we were selling it. But the buyer was so clever, he had a battery charger. Maybe the battery died. So you turn it on, and now you spend like 5 minutes backing out of your dock super carefully because you're going to damage either the dock or the boat. So you're like, okay, put. You know, you're just trying to go backwards, put. And boats do not drive well. Cars drive perfect. They're perfectly accurate. Boats are not like that. The waves start hitting you. They start hitting the dock. You're like trying to balance your ass in the seat, and you're trying to pull out of the boat dock without scratching anything. So you're finally out, and now you can start playing with this. Like an hour later, you spent 45 minutes just getting in the water and out of the dock, and then a little bit away from your home. So that's the problem with boats. If you don't own one, and if you've never owned one, you don't know all that. And so you got to be this person who just has a lot of time. See, that's the trouble. If I had a lot of time, it'd be beautiful and easy. But I don't have a lot of time. You got to be this guy who has a lot of time to just sit in the boat, playing around with the boat until it's ready to go. That's what you have to do. If you want to own a boat and you want to have a good time in a boat, you got to be one of those guys, basically like a retired person who can just sit around preparing the boat for an hour and then be like, all right, I got nothing to do for the next 6 hours. Let's go drive somewhere in the boat, right? I remember the video of you and Quip on the boat. She looked like she didn't enjoy it. No, that's not true. When we're in the boat going fast, that is actually fun. That is the highlight. Now, once you're done with that, you have to park it now. You have to drive it back into the dock without crashing. Boats are not like cars. When you want the car to stop, you just hit the brake, and then it stops. There's no brake on a boat, so you just kind of put, 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 put. You just kind of ease it in and then hope that you don't like slam into anything and scratch it. So you're putting yourself into the stupid dock. That takes like 20 minutes. You don't want to go fast because the boat has to naturally slow down. There's no brakes. As you approach, you have to reach out and actually grab onto a bar to stop the boat. You stop the boat manually with your hand. That's how boats work. And then it's all over again. You got to lift it out of the water with the lift, rope it up, and then tarp it down. And not, by the way, not fall into the water and break your effing ankle. Because while you're moving around the boat, it is very easy to make a poor step and fall. So you're tarping it up. And so 45 minutes later, it's put away. So 45 minutes to get it out, 45 minutes to put it away. It's hot. You're getting bit by mosquitoes the entire time, the whole time. The sun might just be just a little too uncomfortable, but you're getting roasted. And it's like, are we having fun yet? Is this fun? We're having great memories, right? So boats are really limited by all of that work. You got to be an outdoorsy person who enjoys the sort of like the rough handling and falling out of your seat and the bugs and the effing bird poop, which is everywhere. Did I mention the tarp is covered? Every single inch of that tarp is covered in bird shit. Birds just, for whatever reason, they got to poop on your boat, which is why your boat needs a tarp. Like, God forbid you don't put the tarp on. The whole thing will be covered in mold and bird poop if you do not properly tarp it. So that's why it has 16 bolts you got to unwork. So God forbid you don't tarp it correctly, your boat will be ruined on the interior. And yeah, it's just bird poop and spider webs for days, dude. And pollen and leaves and everything else. Horrible. So we might get a pair of Sea-Doos. Sea-Doos are a little bit easier. The best thing about a Sea-Doo is untarping it can be done with like one person pretty easily. So Sea-Doos are a little bit better that way. All right, guys, I know I'm ranting a lot. We have so much time left together. Send it in order if you'd like to have some action. We just finished the jumbo pack break. Why don't we set up a new jumbo pack break? Yeah, if you love boats, you're probably somebody who just really already loves being outside all day. All that work to go 35 miles an hour, which for me is basically slow. That is slow. 35 miles an hour. Feels like I'm in a kiddie car, right? Like my vehicle can get up to 100 pretty quickly, but I'm in a boat that's stuck doing 35, and that's the top speed? So I'm a need for speed kind of guy, and boats don't hit the spot. Anyways, none of the boats I've had hit the spot. That's not fast enough. Okay, we need a perfect order. You know what? I can add the perfect order later. We need to open up that perfect order. I forgot. Okay, so rent a boat. I could do that. You'd just be renting a stinky tri-tune boat. You know, I don't need to do that. Oh, I won. Oh my gosh, I was so laggy. But yeah, Quip was actually having a great time. The thing is, when you're in the boat, there's so much wind in your face, you can't really make a lot of expressions. And you kind of have to brace the whole time because if you go into a tight turn or there's like a big wake, it can like throw you out of your seat. So I'm sure she was just focusing. But no, it's very cool, actually. Once it's all working, it's very cool. Very, very cool. Measure probably likes jet skis. Jet skis are pretty legit. Jet skis, they also get up to like 35 or 40, but you're so close to the water and the boat is so lightweight that you literally jump up out of the water. So you can't do that with the regular boat, but a jet ski can do it. A jet ski feels like you're riding an insane horse. So you climb on it, and yes, it also gets up to like 35 and 40, but again, you're so lightweight and you're so close to the water that every wave you hit feels like you're hitting a wall. And something about that's very exciting. It also feels like it'll probably kill you. Like you should probably be wearing like a helmet or something. Oh, that's another thing. You got to wear like a life jacket too. You got to have your, you got to make sure you bring with you anything you need in case the boat fails. You got to be prepared. Like you got to bring your cell phone and all that. You got to bring like your towboat information in case you have to be towed back to your own dock. Horrible. You got to bring water because if you're out really far, you can actually die from exposure. So you have to bring nice bottles of water, maybe a little food just in case of an emergency, right? Like there's a lot of prep that goes into it. And then it's like, all right, hopefully we don't die. If you get in a car crash and you get knocked unconscious, you live. There's a very good chance you live as long as it didn't destroy your heart or your brain or something. If you get knocked unconscious in a boat crash, you are so dead. You're going to die in the water. So they're a little bit more dangerous than driving cars as well. So it's just a very different thing. Here we are. Boats versus something else you could do. Just sent for the Charmander. I think that's 3 for the Discord. Sweet. The Charmander. All right, we were putting a jumbo pack break together, but he's going to take the Char. Here it is, Char. Let me take a picture for you. All right. Are you saying that I missed some of your slabs for pictures? He said 3, huh? Did you guys find that description useful? How does that make you feel, Mr. Tyler? Want to take a picture? Have you ever been off-roading? No, but, well, maybe, sort of. When I was a lot younger, maybe I was about 16. Oh, okay, I've got the picture for this. I'll upload this tomorrow, okay? But I got the picture. Let me write your name down. Hey, mister, you ever been off-roading? Tyler Davis. All right. Good. Ooh. When I was younger, I was working for the Catholic Church, and we were helping out an old person home. It was a really big Catholic one where they help people who were like couldn't help themselves. And so it's a very generous thing, and they get volunteers to work for them. Well, they had like these really strong golf carts that would help you do like the cleaning of the yards and stuff like that. Massive yards, right? And so it was me and my friend Tony, and he was the driver, and he did not care about the work at all. He was just driving that golf cart everywhere, and he was taking me along with them. It was hilarious. Really great memory. And you could go into the woods on like this dirt path, and it was just amazing. So I do remember that. It was like, it was hilarious. It definitely was dangerous. Like you could clearly lose control and roll down a hill. And I thought it was very fun. And it was just a nice golf cart. It wasn't like an ATV four-wheeler, utility truck or any of those terms. Ooh, let's get a Mega Dream. All right. Have no fear, Mr. Rush. We'll get that picture up for you. I've got the picture saved. Mister, this morning's stream, you wasn't able to take pictures for the scores and do Dawn slabs a ways. Yes, we'll have that fixed soon, okay? All right. Here we are with these. Those are looking nice. Now, we need some odd booster packs. That's what's cool about the jumbo pack break is we have weird stuff that we like to put in there. Stuff you wouldn't normally open, but you're going to open it for now. So why don't we take a look at that? Whoops. Why don't we get a Donkey Kong? Why don't we get... Here's a Rick and Morty. I say we do one... Well, this is really expensive. I say we do a Marvel 3. Okay, here's a Marvel 3. Okay, Marvel... No, this is Marvel 2. Okay, that's fine. Why don't we grab... Well, I always like to grab one of these. Oh, these are nice. Let's grab one of these. Here, let me put this on the table, in fact. And what's this? Are these... Those are poker cards. Let me get these out of the way. All right, let me grab one of these. And what else we got? I'm just looking for weird stuff. Let's see. What's this a box of? Is that a box of Nikkei? Oh, that's so interesting. Box of Nikkei over here. I didn't know that. All right. Happy Thursday. What's up, Daniel? Donkey Kong. Marvel Series 2. And there is one of those. And now look at this. I found one of these on a shelf. We had once upon a time marked this as sold out. But clearly they were not sold out. Okay, you can keep the promo. All right. Put that in there. So we're going to add this Attack on Titan pack along with the promo. The promo is free. Let's get a little Gundam in here. Let's get one of these Sneaky Bunkos. I have a ton of Sneaky Bunkos. We're overstocked on Sneaker Bunkos, so we need to reduce that a little bit. Let's get, I like these Lord of the Ring packs. They're fun. So these action flips, they're pretty funny. Let's see. Maybe a Doctor Who pack? What do you guys think? Doctor Who? Doctor Who. We still need to pull a numbered card out of Doctor Who. We bought so much of Doctor Who. No numbered pack. And what do we have? Oh, oops, what do we have over Schmier? Let's see. Fortnite. Ooh, we could do a Fortnite pack. I love making these, by the way. Here is a Minecraft. Let's start pricing this up to know where we stand. All right, ready? So our goal is to get to 160. Let me ask you guys this question. Would you like me to make it 200? 1 in 5? We could. We could. It could be a bigger break. All right, give me a minute. So obviously 20, 12, 14, 13, I think. We'll do $3 on this. We're virtually giving this away, okay? We'll do $4 on this pack. Very cheap. That's Korean, right? We'll do $1.50. I never remember the Korean EV Heroes. Let's go take a look at Korean. Korean EV Heroes is $5 whole. Okay, it's a little more pricey. Blue Sky Stream, $3 whole. All right. And this is $1.50, is it not? Matchless is $2. All right, Matchless is $2. Mega Dream, Japanese Mega Dream, $14. Here it is. Here's Inferno X, $6. Gem 2, that's Gem 3, I mean. Gem 3, $5. Wow, that's cheap for Gem 3. And then this is $6. And then this guy is also $6, but we're going to make it $5. Gundam's going to be $5. That's free. Minecraft Time to Mine. Let's take a look and make sure we have the real price for the Time to Mine. Oh, there we go. All right, so Time to Mine. $6. Okay, so it's not super cheap. These are valuable boosters. Minecraft, oh, that's Fortnite. I was going to say Minecraft base is $11. Wow. Now here's the magic pack, and he is 30 if I'm not mistaken. He's a premium booster pack. That's true. All of these Magic the Gathering collector boosters are premium. Doctor Who is actually $58. Nah, that's too much. All right, I'm going to put this down here. That's too much. The problem with that being $58 is it's going to eat up all the value in the jumbo pack break. So we're going to skip on that one. We'll say this one's 4. We'll say this one's 3. We'll say this one's 5. I don't remember Marvel Universe. How much is the Marvel Universe? It's probably in the extended menu. Marvel. Oh, don't we have a Marvel category, actually? Card Services, Final Fantasy. I swear we have... Oh, here we go, Marvel. Good. Series 2 is $7. Not very expensive, actually. So this is $7. And it's from, like, 1990. It's really old. Donkey Kong. I'm going to do $5 for Donkey Kong. So we're at $154. We can get one more $5 pack in there. One more $5 pack. Where's the baggie? Good. Let's do one of these gem packs, because I truly believe the gem packs are kind of in a good spot right now. So we're going to do Gem 1. Maybe we can pull Captain Pikachu out of Gem 1, right? Captain Pikachu, he'd be great. And that's going to be J8. All right. Good. Jumbo Pack 8 is live. You can jump in here and take a shot at it. We need more guys. Hell yeah, man. We need some more guys. Well, you know, if you've ever really felt like you've enjoyed the stream and you got some friends who you think might be interested in joining, do me a favor and reach out to them. Tell them we got some great breaks and we want them to join the stream. If you guys ever help us bring a gentleman in here, or gentlewoman, you know, ultimately, that helps you if you're somebody who likes the breaks to go a little faster. We're making changes to our legal agreements that will apply to you. Policy update change. Let's see. Amendment to PayPal cryptocurrency terms and conditions. Really? PayPal rewards program. All right, get me out of here. Thank you for letting me know, PayPal. Now I can delete that email. It's like a scary sounding email, but it's like nothing. So here's, oops, let me go over here. I'm hitting refresh. Mr. This morning stream. Oh, I already mentioned that. Okay, so Tyler Davis sent tag 10 Charmander. Looks like I already grabbed it for you and took the picture for you. The picture is on my phone. Thank you, Mr. Tyler. You know, these cards have actually sold really fast. These Tarukas. These Tarukas. We only have, I want to say, like half of them left. Many of them already sold. But a couple of them are left. Look. So we got a couple left. But like Bulbasaur, how long is he going to last? Message from blah, blah, blah. Hey, would this still fix if... Oh, my God. Get a message on eBay. I better go look at it. Let's see what it says. It's best for me to do this right away, because otherwise I actually forget. He says, will this fit if there's a sleeve? Let me respond. If there is a fit sleeve on the slab, it still fits, yes. All right. Cool, man. Been selling those Beckett slab protectors for a while now. They're pretty popular. I think I might have repeat customers buying those off of like eBay or something. Let me show them to you guys. You guys ever... Oh, there's that per ugly that needs fixing. What's this Captain Pikachu doing? I didn't know he was there. What the hell? All right, let me put these over here. I didn't know that was there. I'm just like hiding my own cards from myself. Look at that, baby. You know, this almost seems like I should be selling that Charizard, and I should put a more permanent card in there. You guys see this? Look at this. Oh, there's my Black Label Charizard. I was wondering where that went. I traded Brandon Wong for this. What did I trade him? I traded him... That's right. He got a big chunk of store credit. It was like 3.5 thousand, I think. And then he traded that into silver. And this was before silver jumped to like $100. So, but now silver's kind of fallen back down. I wonder how that guy's doing. Somebody should reach out and say hi to him. All right. Let me see. I usually buy all the Charmanders. It's my son's favorite Pokemon. How is this Charizard doing? BGS 10. Let's say Black Label. Champion's Path Charizard. It looks like he hasn't really changed in price. So his cheapest price is 4,000. So I think Brandon did pretty well on this, actually. He got himself out of a card that's not going up in price too fast. But it's still cool. And actually it is up, technically. Right? Like if the cheapest buy now is 4,000, it's technically up. But on the other hand, this is like the craziest the market's ever been. So if it's only at 4,000 during the crazy market, it's probably going to decline during a market, bear market. What do you guys think this is worth? Still holding on to that guy. I should probably sell this too, actually. This card, which is actually really dramatic that it graded 10 because it's actually a BR. BRs are more rare. So that's a pretty amazing card. I don't know. It doesn't hurt me to hold it. I don't think it hurts me to hold it. It's just I'm not technically myself a Hello Kitty collector. Let's see. So eventually, anything I have, we're going to say Latios, Latios. Anything I have eventually turns back into Pokemon. That's Tag Bolt. There's a Black Label Tag Bolt one. And it's Japanese, and they want 100,000 for it. What? That's not going to sell, though. They're just showing off that they have it. That's what people do when they want to show off. They don't want to actually sell it, though. So there's no information on this card. What do you guys think I could get on this card? You think I could get, like, 40 or something? You know what's crazy is I bought this card for, like, $1,000, I think. And then I think I almost sold it for, like, 2,000 or 3,000 to a guy who's another YouTuber. But he put it into slab away, and he failed to pay it off, like, at all. But at the end, he was like, oh, yeah, you should just let me keep it, though. But he only was interested in it because the market was changing for Pokemon. It was starting to explode, and so all of a sudden, he was, like, interested in it again. He's like, yeah, actually, I'll take that. It's like, nope. Your time's up on it. Time is up! What else do we got hidden in these slabs, by the way? So I should probably get that Charizard back out. And then we've got this really nice Gengar too. Maybe we get this Gengar back out, but I don't think I have anything to put in. No, I have stuff I can put in there to replace it, but I don't know. Am I even interested in selling that Gengar? I'm not, maybe I'm not. The Charmander, I'm kind of... The Chinese Cantonese triggers me hard. I'm sorry. You know how Beckett is. Do we know how Beckett is? So where did I put that one Gyarados? If I could find that Gyarados, I could put the Gyarados in here and get the Charizard back out. And then we could sell the Charizard. A Gyarados like over here somewhere? Where would I put that Gyarados? Well, if it's in one of these boxes, I should be able to see it really easily because it'll be a different color. Here's a Gengar. Ah, here it is. Here it is. All right. So give me a second here. So this Charizard can be a future break after we remove him. Put this guy in there instead. Good. All right. Look at that. Sweet, man. Although the Charizard has a certain appeal to him. Oh, yeah. Maybe I should make a new listing for those and just call it like a tag holder or something. SGC, I can't stand the slabs. How much is that Hello Kitty worth? I don't know. Maybe I'd be willing to sell that for about 1,000. Here's this Perugly that graded 10, but it's got this little blotch right in the middle. I don't know. I don't know about that blotch. I'm going to have to send him back in and ask him to fix it. All right. I see no orders in the queue. No orders. It's Thursday night. Let's see. I usually buy all the Charmanders. It's my son's favorite Pokemon. I want to keep that in mind with you. Here's Taiwanese Tao. What's everyone's favorite Pokemon? I want to hear about your favorite Pokemons, guys. Here's Super 17. Here's Nami Mami. Here's Margaritaville. And here's Sponge Square Bob Pants. The closest break. Do you guys like breaks that are close? This one is closest. That's the Leafeon. Yes, he comes with the star spot. Jump in there if you want a very fast break. That's going to be over in no time. Let's see. What is this? I don't run this over. Let's move this over here. Damn, I got to send this other card in too. I got to send this card back to Beckett or to Tag because they encapsulated it backwards. Oops. All right. All right. Houndoom and Arcanine. Ooh, Dragon Ball. We got some Dragon Balls. We actually have 3 of them. This one. Okay. I graded these because Dragon Ball is a little popular right now. So we got a little bit of Dragon Ball up on the table. You realize the Halo stuff's going to be popular too. I don't know if you guys have been watching, but a couple of Halo slabs have gone by. And that's going to be popular too. Oh, we just hit 41. Very nice. We hit 41 likes, everybody. Here it is, Broly. How do these slabs get moved around so fast? My God. There it is. So some Dragon Balls there for your entertainment. And let's grab some more slabs from under the table. Let me pull these up. Oh, yes. What do we got? Under the Monster, $24. There's a Scarab and Master Chief. Cool. Talo 8.5 reverse hollow. Okay. Tifa 9, $16. That's waiting to be given away. Ice Q9, $20. Dusclops, $16. Wow. So these two should just be turned into giveaways. They're probably both worth more than $16. I just made them $16 to give them a chance to sell super fast. I said, maybe they can sell super fast. I've started to like Cubone a lot lately. Charmander and Dragonite. I'm going to grab these and pull them down. If you're wanting to have some fun, send an order in. You guys are the entertainment. Without your orders, we just kind of shuffle some slabs around for a while. Let's see what we got over here. If you're a new guy, we got first-time order bonuses. Let me show you those bonuses. Here's a first-time order bonuses. Use the website if you'd like to place a first-time order. Here's Umbreon, and here's Lakitu. Ooh. You should make a slab holder, but with like 3 slabs together. Those exist. I just think they're kind of like unconventional. Flood Combat Elite for 25, huh? Man, I love this card. This card is so cool. 25. I'm going to leave it alone at 25. Here's Manectric from Holon Phantoms, and he is a 9 for $40. I feel like that's also pushing it a little bit. Here's Mario Screen for $20. Wonderful. Polyrath for $40. Now, I don't know if Polyrath will sell. Here it is. Polyrath, it seems like he's probably correctly priced at 40, but I don't know if he'll sell. Here's Galarian Rapidash, and this one really doesn't feel correctly priced at 52. That feels kind of cheap, but that's Altart Galarian Rapidash. Here's a Master Ball Bronzor for $17. So you've seen him, and now you don't, because he's going to be a giveaway. We got Shining Celebi 9. Look at that Shining Celebi 9. So nice. That's pricey, man. Let's see if that's changed at all. At $80, I think there's a chance that one gets cheaper. PSA 9 Shining Celebi. What's the number on it? The number is SM79. All right. Interlocking slab holders. That would be interesting. Looks like it is actually accurate at $80. That's nuts, man. That's crazy. My YouTube name has a Charmander sitting in our recliner. What? That's cool. So here's Faroki. Faroki's freaking out. Here's Scolipede. He's got scoliosis. Here is a gym break. We're waiting on one person to join for $25. The Darkrai gym break. Okay, here's the Mega Taiwanese Tall. Here's, oops, Professor Oak. Let's see, we got some 10s running. Maybe we should just get a bunch of 10s in a row. What's this? Maybe grab this Darkrai. Okay, Darkrai. Darkrai, you've had your spot in your time in the spotlight. Let's see, that's Groudon. I want Groudon. Here's Team Heracross. What are these? Let's pull these forward. Interlocking slab holders. Oh, Mischievous was way back there. $30 for Mischievous. Look at that. This is cool, man. Pretty weird. All right, let's take a picture. Doobie-doo, doobie-doo, doo-doo. Picture time. Click. There we go. We got Froakie, Scolipede, Darkrai, Smeargle, Mischievous. Let's sort these correctly, huh? So this goes here, this goes here, this goes here. All right. Good luck to these slabs. And good luck to these slabs that go into the Z box. And good luck to this slab that goes into the M box. Into the M box you go. Cool. How about some more slabs? You guys want some more? You can say that you don't want any more slabs. You can say it's too much slabs. Give me a second here. Oops, come on now. All right. Here are these. Good. And here's some of these. Come on now. There we are. And some of these. Never too many slabs. I know, I feel the same way. That is almost done. So we've almost rotated all the 9s. And what I have to say is in the last week, a ton of the 9s have literally disappeared. You guys have gobbled up these 9s like crazy. Wow, that looks amazing. Imagine this card had graded 10. Should I consider cracking this out? I mean, look, it graded 8. What if it grades 9 with tag? Let's see what's wrong with it. Oh, no, it has a clear as day print line. No, this is correct as an 8. All right, that's too bad. So $100. He's cheaper as an 8, though. Slowpoke 9 for a whopping $40. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of moolah. Here's Dratini no rarity symbol. That could be underpriced. You know, those no rarity symbols have kind of been going crazy, don't you guys think? No rarity symbols have been selling for really high prices. But let's take a quick look. PSA no rarity. No rarity. Dratini. All right, Dratini. Let's get in here. The cheapest PSA, the cheapest one, by the way. So if you just search for all of them. So this is if you search all grades. The cheapest one is a 7, and it's $140 with $7 shipping and taxes. So it's more like over $150, right? And it's got 10 watchers. This is undervalued. This should probably be closer to about $80 or $85 at this point. So yes, my instinct was correct on this one. No rarity. It's a big deal. All right. If you're a Dratini collector, that's a good one. Now, this got a 9. Man, wonder why I got the 9. You know, I probably looked this card over and everything. Oh, no, it's in a print line? Oh, I can't tell. Well, whatever the case, I really like this Sauron crafting the Ring of Power, and it's only $35. That's great. That's what happens when you... Ooh, look at that. That's the Arbiter, right? And he's sneaking up on Master Queef. Good. We have this 9 Japanese Gengar, huh? It's probably legit. Here's Slackoth 9 for 35. Noiver 9 for 32. Another Gengar 9 for also 25. Here's another no rarity card. Ponyta no rarity. Let's take a quick look at the Ponyta no rarities. No rarities are going crazy, guys. That's why I always had them. I really loved no rarity. So the cheapest no rarity is 100. Oh my God. So it's in Italy. It's a PSA 7, right? And at first it seems kind of moderate, 98 versus 70, right? But then you realize they will only ship this to the US for 74. So the reality is my competition for this one is about 170 bucks. So our price is actually much lower than that. So I think we can raise this one too. I don't think it makes sense to raise it way above the Dratini. So we're going to make this about $80 as well. That Komiya Gengar is about 1,500. What are you talking about? There you go. So there's the no rarity Ponyta. The Covenant Hunters. Man, those are cool. I graded this even though I knew it had a flaw. That's how much I loved it. And then $24 on Edging the Squad. Very good. And Pidgey. English Pidgey Expedition. Let's take a quick look at that price. So that's it. We're done with the 9s. We are done. Excuse me. We are done with the 9s. Hiccups out the wazoo, man. We are done rotating 9s. And you know what's crazy? We're running out of 9s. So this card is now $80. I'm going to make ours $75. All right. So we do have some deals when it comes to pricing. We compete with eBay. We don't always just match eBay. We actually try to be lower than eBay. There you have it, guys. A big slab rotation. All right. T-Mander. We have an order over here from Mr. Morgan. Oops. Why does it do that? I have to hit refresh in order to see the order. Running out of 9s, Ivan. I am actually running out of 9s, which is crazy to think about. But yeah, the demand for Pokemon card slabs is unbelievable. Not just Pokemon, but really all slabs. There we go. I think I might actually have a slab shortage soon if I don't do something. So the Leafeon break and 2 Poke Shuffles. You hear that, guys? There's 2 spots on the Leafeon break. Who wants to lose 40 bucks? Jump in here. Let's get this Leafeon done. Remember, one person also gets a star spot. So even if you don't get pulled on the Leafeon, you might pick up that star spot. So your odds feel a little closer to 2 and 5. Now, 2 Poke Shuffles. Good luck in there. Oh, yes. Poke Shuffles. Do not deny me the Poke Shuffles. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Poke Shuffles have been one of the most popular things on the channel. 2 cold ones. We keep the Poke Shuffles stuffed, man. Stuffed. There's so many slabs in the Poke Shuffles. Let me take a moment. Morgan John, we just finished your order. No luck on those 2 Poke Shuffles, but we just finished that order. The queue is clear, so if you guys like short wait times, you don't have to wait very long to open a card here. Let me go ahead and show you what's in the Poke Shuffle. These are $5 chance for slab cards. Here it is. Beautiful. And I work very hard to have a tasteful Poke Shuffle, so let me show you what that means. Tasteful means we got some good stuff in there, not just bad stuff. We got Ancient Mew, which I'm very confident people would have preferred for me to put this up on the table. We got McDonald's Pikachu. Awesome. We got a nice Gengar. We got a nice SpongeBob with a rainbow. Especially nice if you're very gay. Here's Pikachu Illustrator Rare. Just a 10. Straight up 10 on that. The Illustrator Rare. Here's a nice shiny Abra. These shiny mini shinies have been going for a lot of money lately. We have a nice Gyarados. Here's a little vintage Rhydon. Now, this is not a scratch on the card. That's just the sleeve. See? So he looks really good, actually. I'd get it a fresh sleeve or something. All right. And then Nidoqueen. That's an English 9 Nidoqueen. We like these. Even though they're PSA 9s, they get to go in there real cheap because 9s are cheaper, right? So these are 2 nice jungle cards. Vintage. We got Drowsy 10, Dark Dugtrio. I like calling them Dark Dugtrio. This Greavard, which has like a Gengar underneath them. I always thought that was cute. Here's... What do you guys think of this lineup? Not bad, right? Oops. Here's Charmander with his little eyebrows. Pidgeot from Southern Island looking real good. There's Mew. Very cool. Ice-Cube, Spinarak from Rocket Returns, Kyogre, Dedenne. This is all in the Poke Shuffles. I'm showing you guys how loaded the Poke Shuffles is. Double Ice-Cube, Heliolisk, nice Clefable, nice Lugia. There's a Topps, another vintage card. Actually, they're both vintage. Here's a very cheap Magikarp. He went in there for only $10. Crazy. Then we got Darkrai, Brock Sandshrew, another vintage card. This is not quite vintage, but it's 7 years old. Here's Zatu 10. Here's Gimme Ghoul. Here's Doki Doo. Website was Deej. Finally got into the interest list for Pokemon XP. Website was Deaj for 15 minutes. What? This nice Jirachi 10. Heracross 10. No rarity Vulpix. No rarity Vulpix. I don't know how I got 2 of those and how they both made into the Poke Shuffle, but I must have liked them. Another Charmander. If you're a Charmander enjoyer, you might be a Charmander enjoyer. And then we've got Venusaur, Palafin, Chespin, and Gardevoir. So all of those cards are in the Poke Shuffle. It only takes $5 to potentially pull one of these, or you might end up pulling a cold, regular Pokemon card. But this has been, I would argue, this has been the #1 product on the channel. So if you were to ask me what's most popular, obviously the breaks rank very well, but everyone buys the Poke Shuffles. They just pepper them in here and there. They're like, I'll try Poke Shuffle, and it's a very honest, very simple to understand system. We are. It's basically a $5 break system. That's all it really is. All right. I'm clearing my throat there. That's the Poke Shuffle. All right. Website was Deej. If I was to host a gym break on any particular booster pack, is there a booster pack you guys would be interested in for a gym break? Here's Pikachu. So this guy made it into the live customs. Ooh, Pikachu. Here's Huntail 9. This is actually the live customs now. Rainbow Dratini, Cardos Zapdos, Gary the Snail, which is funny, Hitmonlee, Pikachu 10, Storming the Beach. All right. These work just like the Poke Shuffle, but these are $25 a try. Look at that Master Ball. We got this nice Gengar 10. We got this nice Ancient Mew 8 with the swirl, by the way, I should add. Nice Butterfree Tora Karuta. Somebody was just asking me if I had more of those. Shiny Eevee in here. Wow, I feel like upping his price. That's so crazy. That card looks so good. I almost feel like I should have just kept it. All right, here's Roaring Moon, Leafeon, Moltres, Eevee, Dark Marowak from the Team Rocket Returns collection. Here's Beedrill, Charmander Classic, Glaceon, Palkia, Rayquaza 10. This is the big chase card. $400 value. Ekans and Ultimate Spider-Man. Come on now. Speaking of dead, where's all my homies? Here's Pikachu and Snorlax. Very nice. You guys are quiet as hell. You're quiet as a mouse. You're not even squeaking. Tell me how you guys are feeling tonight. Is everybody awake? Who needs a good slap? Slappity slap. We did hit 40 likes. We got to give away that slab, man. Let's get that giveaway out, shall we? Who wants to do a trade? We can do some trades too, by the way. Let's say that, you know, you're out of your wallet's gone as far as it's gonna go. If you're interested in a trade, let me know. I'll work with you. Now, here's that gym break. So here's what's interesting. We got a gym break that needs 1 person for 25. We got a Leafeon that needs 2 people. We're so close on the Leafeon break, guys. Very close. This could finish tonight easily. But then also, we've got our brand new... Oh, actually, that's not right. We've got our brand new jungle break with 2 people already in there. So that's interesting. And the mark giveaway is interesting. Let's go grab that mark giveaway. Here we are. All right, mark giveaway. Only 3 spots left. I'm going to go ahead and hit reset on this. Made eggs and bacon. What? That's great, man. All right, type in Mark to get into the Mark giveaway. Yes, Mark J. Valerian is the wonderful gentleman who has donated this card. He is one of the biggest donators of things. He likes to donate. All right, the weekend has started. I'm waiting for the weekend. Listen, guys, if you're not going to buy these slabs tonight, I'm just going to have to give them away to you guys for free. You guys like free ones? I like actually being generous sometimes, getting you some free ones. I have to pace myself. If you ever feel like I'm ever kind of stingy on the giveaways, you have to understand we run like 2 streams a day. And so by the end of the week, we've already given away like 5 slabs, 5-ish. And that just adds up so fast. It's a lot of money. And so we try to pace ourselves, but we try to have a bigger one every here and there. All right, we got Mr. Shinobi. You're making it in. Mr. Shinobi, how you feeling today, man? Shinobi. Number 19. Mr. PDX. And last but not least, Resenders, Oscar Resendez. Now we shall find out who pulls this slab for free. Landing on 1. That's Joseph Smith. Joseph Smith on 1. Wow, I don't feel like 1 rolls very often. Here it is, Joseph Smith. Okay, you can see it used to be property of Mark J. Valerian. We're going to pull a nice new sleeve out for it. Pam Bondi fired. Yeah. Why do you think that is? Why do you think Pam Bondi got fired? Do you think it was like her handling of the Epstein files? Okay, this is going to say to Joseph Smith from Mark Valerian. We will also mark the date as 4/26. Free, you say? That's right. Free. All right. Lovely. Pam Bondi fired. Not Pammy. No. Pammy's my favorite. All right. Over here, we've got Mr. Mark. So this is the new Mark giveaway. It's the Naked Girls Talk, and this is a $45 value. It's from 2019 Sneaker Bunko Volume 1. Wow. So let me hold up and give you guys more spots. Zenobius. Mr. Zenobius. Zenobius. Number 2. Alex PSX. Number 3. Miggs. Here you go, Mr. Miggs. And number 4, Ivan, Mr. Ivan, Ivan. And Mr. TCG Oasis. And whoever places the next order, I'll put you on here for free, okay? So what we got here, the trade slab. Who wants to make a trade to finish off this trade slab? Who wants to give up some junk? I'll remove junk from your bag, and you get in the trade slab. How does that sound? We added some bonus cards to the binder break. It's already at a value of over 160, I think. I think it's at like 180 or something. But look at this here. We added almost 3 packs worth of Disney Cardos 100, including this very vintage-looking Dumbo card. PSA totally grades these, and they can sell for quite a lot of money as 10s. All right. I think an order did just come in. Did that just happen? Hold on. Give me a second here. Let me see. Just trying to keep us in good spirits here, guys. We can't all be crying over Pam Bondi. Mr. Miguel is back. He returns. He says, one spot in the Sleepy Tyranitar break. Sleepy Joe Tyranitar. Miguel. Mr. Miguel. All right. Sleepy. I'm getting sleepy. That's going to be the Heartbreak. So let's jump into the Heartbreak. Good luck in there, Mr. Miguel. I like you, Mr. Miguel. You're brave. You go straight into the breaks. I like it. That's basically what we've become. We've become a slabs break channel. We do have a lot of the same booster packs everyone else has, so you can open them. But I think our group has sort of learned over time how fun the breaks are. So you see them get prioritized a lot. 11 out of 19. What do you guys think is going to finish first? You've got Charizard with 7 spots left. But Tyranitar's got 8 spots left. It's actually really close. So one of these is going to finish first, but they both have a little whiles to go. Pesky Paul. Let's see. Well, thank you, madame. Who wants to trade? I got a trade slab. I'll be generous. I'm ready for this trade slab to be gone. Actually, I know some other things I could do. I could remove some expired bags off the table. That's another thing we could work on. Let's see. But probably that's not a good use of time. I should be doing that when we're not live. Or when we need the space. Let me delete this. Let me delete this. I don't think we need it. Love the breaks. Oh, yes. What if we had an ungraded card break? Would that be interesting? Like, remember we had, like, the glass birds, and it was apparently, like, $160. That could have just been a single card that we did a break on, and then it gets sent out to grade. Ooh, yeah, we've done that before, actually, where we get, like, one ungraded card, and you don't bid on it. You break it, and then it gets sent out. Miss. It's Mr. CS, man. What's up, man? Am I seeing a jungle pack or I'm at... You're tweaking. Yep, that's jungle. There's currently 2 spots in the jungle pack. If you ever decide to buy it outright, I'll just go get a fresh one. But you could take a single spot in there and get 1 jungle card. We also have XY Breakthrough if you guys like that set. Poor XY Breakthrough. Hasn't been moving very much. What do we got here? We got Squirtle Taruka. Very nice. Squirtle Taruka. Here's Meowth Taruka. Very cute. Squirtle from Team Up. Kind of pricey, but I believe that's an accurate price. Team Up's pricey. Here is Lucario. Lucario 10 for $125. That's crazy. Being a college student just immediately makes you broke. Like, I have 0 money to spend on Pokemon right now. LMAO. Any good stories about college? When I was in college, it was a magical time. I was like a Harry Potter student. There's a vibrant feeling of going to college, like full-time. Everyone around you is young, attractive looking. Everyone's like 18 to 20, except for the professors, I guess. 18 to like 24. It depends on like if you do like a, college that has like master's and doctorate. But so everyone around you is fairly young. There's a lot of like energy in the air. Everyone thinks that they're really smart. Everyone thinks that the future's hopeful. There's a lot of flirting. There's some sports. It's just the best feeling in the world. You go to campus, some derpy guy's playing he's playing the acoustic guitar to the girls, and you're like, oh, cringe, right? And you got like the cafeteria and the fun place to hang out, like the ping pong room. College is a special experience. I almost feel like, besides the fact that it's there to educate you, it's kind of like a vacation for young people. It's like a place to mingle and make friends and feel sexy, maybe meet a girlfriend or a boyfriend. It's not the real world, that's for sure, but I have very good memories of it. Yeah, it's pretty sick here. And I went to a small one, by the way. The one you're at is probably bigger than what I went to, like a kind of a local, St. Charles, Missouri kind of. Ours was like a historic college. It was extremely old. It was, I don't know how old it is, like a couple, maybe like 200 years old. I can't remember. So, and they still got some of the original buildings from back then. So it's super cool that way. The reason I chose that one is because it was right next to Main Street, St. Charles, historic Main Street, St. Charles. It was like built in the 1800s. It's all little brick buildings. And then right next to that is the Missouri Ocean. It's the Missouri River. And so this little town, this historic town, Main Street, St. Charles, was a big deal because that's where the steamboats would pass. So the steamboats would trade with St. Louis. So that's how an area grows, is having a route like that. And that was before, they had better infrastructure. So the steamboat trade was a big deal in St. Louis for a long time. That's why St. Louis is such a big city, is because it was on that river and it used the boats to do trade. So that's a little history for you guys if you're history buffs. St. Louis, St. Charles, they grew because of steamboats. That's why they were chosen. Those locations were chosen. And in fact, St. Charles was originally going to be the capital of Missouri, but there was like a disagreement amongst the people about having the capital be so close to the city, because the farmers were worried that, oh, well, the city folk are going to have all the influence over the politicians. So eventually, after a bit of fighting, they moved the capital of Missouri out of St. Charles and into a place called Jefferson City, which is like in the middle of the heart of Missouri. It's in the middle of nowhere, really. It's this tiny little city. It didn't grow at all. And it's just north of me. It's about a 40-minute drive north of me. It's not too far of a drive. So that's how we got the capital of Missouri, Jeff City. Is because they didn't want the city folk to have too much of a say in the politics. So they moved it out to the countryside. Mr. got quipped young and raised her right. That's right. A little bit. There's a 6-year age gap between us. When I ran away from home, I was 17. And by the time I go to college, I think I'm like, am I 22 or am I 24? I can't remember. No, I'm 24 by the time I go to college. Well, and what had happened is I'd already dated a girl. I dated a couple girls, but I dated one girl in particular for a while. So I had all this experience dating already. And I'd worked a job. I'd worked really tough jobs. I'd lived a bit of life already. I was like this guy who had already had a life before I made it to the 4-year university. And I already had a degree. I had a 2-year degree. So then I went to be a full-time college, and there were girls. I was talking to girls. I didn't know Karis's age when I met her, but, we started flirting and all that. And, obviously it went well. And only later, not that I would have cared either way, but, yeah, there's about a 6-year age gap between us. And that's the same age gap between my parents. My dad was 6 years older than my mom. I think he was. Might have to pick up that Super 17. Super 17. This one right here, people have been talking about those Dragon Ball slabs every time they see them. I got to go back to studying. Please respond to the Discord. Yes, I will do that. I won't be able to do it after the stream, though, okay? I think I'll be able to respond tomorrow, okay? So we'll be talking tomorrow. Still live, nice, in and out of work. Buddy night usually is chill around this time. Mr. got quipped young. I do feel like I affected her a lot when I met her. Like, when I met her, she was, she was raised in a very religious family, and I was, like, mega irreligious. I was, like, a deeply unreligious person. And so when she met me, she had been used to having a father who was, like, deep into religion, like, real crazy, like, full-on, peon, sort of, like, believes every bit of it. The Holy Spirit guides you. It's in the room with us, that kind of stuff. And so when she met me, I'm like, oh, that's fake. So I was like the extreme opposite of her dad, I guess. Maybe there's some truth to that. Girls picking out boys who are like, rebelling against their father a little bit or something like that. Ooh, Lord. Let's take a picture. Let's take these down. Mr. Got Riz. All right, let me take a picture. I don't know if it's Riz, but something. Derek's got something. Let's go ahead and take a picture here, right? All right, picture time. Good. And now we got Blabazur with the B, Diplin with the D. These go in the A box. What about you guys? Are you guys in a relationship? And what was it like when you met your loved one? When you met your girlfriend, your wife? Let's see. Was this part of the picture? I can't remember. Actually, I don't remember what was part of the picture now. On our very first date, when I met her, by the way, on our very first date, I played some music for her and drove her out kind of to the middle of nowhere to a little town called Washington, Missouri for our date, because I thought it would be cool, thought it'd be fun. And I told her I'm really into Nine Inch Nails, and I had her listen to Closer by Nine Inch Nails on our first date, which I thought would be really funny. But I wanted to kind of be upfront about, okay, here's what I like, I think that music is really important for a relationship. You can kind of detect if a person's going to fit well with you based off of your musical tastes. So I'm like, let's play some rough deep cuts kind of music, the kind of music you don't play on a first date. Let's just do that right away. Leafeon, 2 spots left, everybody. 2 spots left. So, you know, I was just playing that song, and it still went well. She thought I was a little crazy. She tells me later, she's like, I thought you were a little crazy. Here's Snorlax. I was like, only a little bit. That's pretty good. Here's Annihilate. You know, I like this Snorlax so much, I might just go ahead and move him into the live customs. It's Space Hammy. What's up, Space Hammy? How's it going? You got any cheese? Okay. What about you guys? I want to hear about what you guys did on your first date with your girlfriend or ex-girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever it is you've done. Is there anyone here who's never dated? There's no shame in saying so. You know, we have a lot of people in our card group that have admitted in the past to not having dated or not having even had sex before. And it's a card shop. It's just kind of how it is. There's nothing wrong with that. Let's see, Snorlax. We're going to say Snorlax, Taruka, T10. There you go. Some people do not end up having an easy time dating, and they're still learning, and they still got time. Here we are. That's one of the reasons why it's such an interesting subject, don't you think? 1, 2. I think for me, dating came kind of easy, and I think some of that is because I was born into a big family where you had to fight a lot, and I had 11 brothers and sisters, if you didn't know that. I think a lot of you guys know that already about me. But also, 6 of my siblings were girls. I had a lot of sisters. So I don't know, I felt like by the time I'd grown up a little bit at home, I kind of already understood girls. And, yeah, and I had a crazy mom. So it's easy. Girls are crazy. Boom, you got it. That's probably a bit harsh, but you know, there was maybe a little bit of the truth to the joke. I had this feeling in my brain like girls are just a little bit crazy, so you got to be careful around them, and that was just the feeling I went away with from my experiences. And so anytime I talked to a girl, I just kind of knew I was talking to a girl. You know, it was like they're a different creature from me, and they have expectations, and you have to adapt to the way that they are, and they're not, you know, they're not going to be a dude for you. They're not going to be one of the guys, although maybe there are girls out there that are one of the guys. We are. My mom was definitely crazy, okay? So I had the full crazy experience in my life. She was fully crazy. Now, wait a second. This Snorlax is not for sale. Snorlax is out of that picture. Let me put this up here. He's going in this box. We are. How about you guys? You guys are awfully quiet tonight. Oh, yeah. We just got an order in the queue, everybody. Here's a nice Vileplume. I don't think the audience is really here. I think they're snoozing. Let's see what that order was. You know, one of the benefits to a short wait time is you don't got to wait an hour to see your cards get open. Chris A is in. He's got a big order. Chris A, let me put you in this giveaway, man. Thanks for the order, Chris. Me and my fiance went to the pool hall for our first date 7 years ago. Oh, cool, man. The pool hall. So you were also in college when you met her. I think that college, even though maybe the education itself is not the biggest benefit, just getting a chance to sort of rub shoulders with someone you might potentially marry is pretty valuable. It's too bad it's so expensive, though. So, you know, it's hard to quantify exactly if you're getting your money's worth out. Here it is, 10 Pokey Shuffles. All right. Anyone in here feel like you're about to break up? Oh, man, I love gossip, man. I love gossip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ta-da! What do we got? We got Dedenne. Old Maid Bulbasaur. Whoa, you just pulled 2 old maids. She was in college. I'm a high school dropout. Oh, very cool, man. She was in college. You were a high school dropout. So how did you run into her? A job, maybe? Let's go grab those old maids, and you can tell me to keep them or to re-roll them. Mr. Chris A, having some good luck over here in this overly filled Pokey Shuffle box. I got to pull some slabs out just so that I'm able to slide through these. We went to see the movie Up, and it was, the movie Up, and it was a special screening just for toddlers and moms. The beginning of the movie was so sad, my wife was crying within 5 minutes. Yeah. The opening of that movie is definitely a tearjerker. Here it is. I definitely felt a lump in my throat. It's because it deals in death. And in a way, it's almost like cheating. It's like, bro, you can't just be pulling this crap out. But I don't know. I guess other movies hadn't done it as well as Up had done it. So, fair play. But, I feel like you could overplay the dead wife thing pretty quickly. Like, for example, Rick and Morty. Rick Sanchez, he's always a tragic character. He's a jerk. He's jaded. He's cynical. He's skeptical. Well, yeah, because his wife died, right? So the dead wife trope. I don't want to call it a trope, but Up did it pretty well, didn't they? They did it really well. $30 and $40. Now you have the option to keep them. You have the option to re-roll them. What are you looking to do? I'm Chris A, and I'll keep them both. Aw, geez, Rick. Just Morty's killing Morty's. All right, Chris A. Grabbing this. Grabbing this. What a great show. So sad that they ruined it. All right, good. So one whole box of 151 surprise. Yeah, that's how I made it in life when it came to girls. I just assumed all the girls I met were secretly crazy. I think it served me well. I think that perspective served me well. Here we are. Guys are crazy too, but it's like, when a guy's gonna be a jerk to you, right? I think it's a different experience with girls, Guys have this thing called ego. That's what you find with guys. They got ego. Girls don't have quite the same thing. They have, I don't know. It's different with girls. Guys will want to fight just to prove how tough they are, All right, let's see. What do we got? Ooh. I feel like a girl will have like a bad day and it'll turn into like a huge fight as a result. It's very different from like an egotistical guy or a guy who needs to prove something. I've been on a down streak on opening packs. Hopefully this will help me out. It says TGC Oasis. They have pettiness. Well, both guys and girls can be pretty bad, right? Like we're two sides of the same coin. It's just guys are definitely different in some way. I think that they often describe the differences between girls and boys really well when we're like toddlers, and that is boys will come in and they'll take like a hammer to the wall, right? They'll just like hammer the wall. They'll hammer a big hole in the wall. But like a girl, she'll talk and she'll just say something super mean. And I feel like that describes really well a difference between girls and boys right there. Like there's maybe a certain social skill that girls have that boys don't have, like a social understanding. And then with the boys are just like, Hulk smash a little bit. And that's maybe an oversimplification. But again, I did have 6 sisters. That's not an exaggeration. I had 6 of them. So yes, I experienced a lot of, whatever I just described. I had 4 brothers too, right? And my brothers would take like hammers and they'd take knives and they would maybe they'd like kill a squirrel or they'd chop all the toys in half and they'd be like, I'm joining the military. They'd say stuff like, the girls never talk that way. Here's Aerodactyl. Here's Kabutops. Ooh. But yeah, I had an absolutely crazy mom. And girls can just be that way. They can just be really sort of like, I don't know, just really rough. Here's Polywag. Mister's favorite Kanye song is Runaway. I've never really listened to Kanye's music. Did you know that? I don't really recognize any. I know he did the Gold Digger song because you almost can't avoid that one. And the Stronger Faster, I knew that one because I knew Daft Punk. And I was like, this guy stole Daft Punk. You got Wigglytuff. That's going to count as one of your hits, Chris. Let's see if this next pull is better. Ooh, Staryu. Not bad. Maybe if you can pull a Master Ball as well. Well, I think you did well in the Poke Shuffles. It's funny that the Poke Shuffles paid out. And, the actual booster packs may not. You would still have to grade that, and you'd still just be a Staryu. Here's Dragonite. Victory Bell. And Execute. Executor, Mister's favorite kind. I already read that. I just tried the new Huntrix meal and it. All right, please don't time out. I just want to express my opinion. Perfect orders, underrated. Nobody here's talking poo-poo on perfect order. We actually sold a lot of it. We still have some. In order to sell more of it, I would have to go out and open a fresh case. Did you guys know that? So we sold out of all the first order, the first wave. And so whoever places the next order, perfect order, is going to force me to get off my butt and go open the next case. Executor, Star U, Wigglytuff. That's for you, Mr. Chris A. Now, I'm not saying she's a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke Pokemon card collector. Yeah, that's right. I wonder if there's a girl out there who's kind of a gold digger, but only in the form of wanting Pokemon cards. That would be really specific. That's a really specific kind of girl. I bet she's like a big nerd. It is. Maybe she's into that kind of culture. You know what I mean? I don't know. Toss it over there. All right. Very good. It'd have to be a girl who appreciates Pokemon cards enough to understand like their value and all that. And then she'd have to be like, oh, those are valuable. And then she'd be like, oh, I want that guy because he has a Pokemon card. That's probably a pretty rare combination of emotions. Here's Heracross. In other words, what I'm trying to say is I don't get any play. I'm just kidding. Well, I'm never out there though, am I? I'm always here in the stream. Ugh, I need to get out in the world, guys, so I can be hypothetically flirted with, even though I'm married right now. Married and trying for a baby. That's pretty much the perfect time to be flirted with. All right, so let's see. What do we got? What better time? What do we got over here? What are these cards? Sabrina Psyduck. Ah, you guys don't want that. Oh my gosh. We got Detective Pikachu. Wow. We were once selling it for $500 as a red label. What is that worth now? PSA 10, Detective, Pikachu, Chinesian. Her name is Pokecat. What? Pokecat? Well, wait a second. This isn't very expensive. Traditional Chinese, right? Yeah, we have the Chinese version, don't we? All right. Well, so, no, this card has not exploded in price. Well, that's too bad. That's too bad. Or maybe we created the red label pricing not that long ago. That's probably what it is. All right. Here's Psyduck, Quillfish. Look at this Dark Slowking. Who wants this? Doesn't that look nice? These are all potential future breaks. Nidoking 8. Oh, Mamacita. Squirtle. All right. Here's Cubone. Wow. Kingdra, Hisuian Samurott. Oh, that could be sold. Leafeon. Another Pikachu. A Mantine 8. Wow, that could be sold. Snorlax 10. Birthday Poopachu. It's funny that I run into all these slabs like these two right here. Like, why aren't they just on the table? They should be on the table. Run away from me, baby. Run away. Something like that. It was tough running away. It was real tough. You know, it wasn't the running away part that was hard. It was all of the emotions connected to understanding. There was this point where I understood something clearly. I understood that my family was bad. My brain had flipped the switch from, you know, I think most people automatically have the switch flipped to you have your family's good, you're part of the family. My switch got flipped to the other side. Kind of like when you're changing political family or political party, or when you're changing religions or something like that. I'd finally built up enough negative regard to realize, whoa, this is a bad family. And once that had officially flipped, I was like, I got to get out. I got to get out of here. And, you know, so that's really tough to realize all those things, to kind of reach that conclusion, be like, well, the problem is, this is a bad group. Topps Pikachu 8, really? Wow. You went deep today, Mr. Ivan Rodriguez. I appreciate it, man. Today's stream brought to you by Ivan Rodriguez. All right. Well, Mr. Ivan, I'm going to include this Pachirisu gift for you. You're getting a big $45 gift along with that. All right. Where did you run to? Well, initially, I just ran to the outside. And for a while, I just kind of hid until it was nighttime because I didn't have anywhere to go. I didn't have a place. So I actually just hid outside. And there was a brief period of time where I was doing kind of a routine where I stayed outside all day and all night. And I lived near the library and I applied for a bunch of jobs at the library. And I would sneak back into my house on like Sunday because I knew they were at church. And I would have a chance to do stuff like shower and, like maybe steal some food or grab something that was mine. And so I had a very brief routine like that. But the moment I was offered a job at Target, I quickly applied for an apartment right after because I actually had savings. So when I left home, I actually had some money. I wasn't out of money. I had some money because I was a crazy saver. I told you guys that when I was a kid, my siblings would get birthday money or they would do a job, they'd mow the lawn, they'd get money, and they would run away and they'd spend it right away. I would put it in a jar like an obsessive person and watch the jar get more full. So that was me. That was my personality from the very start. And I had a great feeling loaning money out to my siblings. And when I was younger, I even felt like, what if I opened a bank or something one day? Like I thought, wow, banks are cool. Banks are cool. You just store a bunch of money in it and you can loan people money, right? So when I was younger, I got my best feelings, not from buying things, but from owning money. And so when I left, I had about $500-ish of cash. And so by the time I pick up a job at Target, which was pretty quickly, because all I did was sit down at those air-conditioned computers in the library and apply to every single job I could. And so I had an interview at Target. I was so nervous. I remember being in the interview and I blushed like crazy. But you know why? First of all, I'd never been in a job interview in my life. I was homeschooled, right? But the girl on the other side, even though she was maybe 8 years older than me, 5 years older than me, she was mega hot, dude. She was like the hottest girl that I'd ever seen, right? She was just so hot. She was blonde. She had this sexy punk hair. She had it was short on one side, long on the other side. And she was just super attractive. And she had this cute name. It was like Lindsay or something like that. I can't remember. And she would become my manager later. But so I'm in the interview kind of blushing. I'm like, oh, damn, dude. So I'm just in this little room with her and she's asking me all these questions. And they're difficult questions in a certain way because I'd never been in an interview, but also because how do you tell somebody, why do you want a job here? Oh, because my life's falling apart. My family's really horrible and toxic. I ran away from home. I'm kind of homeless right now and this is a really big deal for me. How do you tell somebody that? You can't say that in the middle of the interview. So you have to be like, it's because I'm normal. I'm normal and I love to work hard. So that's what you have to do, by the way, because when you have, her name was Lindsay, I do remember. So when you have really serious problems in your life, you can't tell your employer that you have problems because they will smell it on you like a stink. They'll be like, that's great that you've got neurological issues. We'll go with someone else. They can't say that, but their instinct tells them that when they're picking people. Let's say there's me and then a guy who looks just like me, and he's got a wonderful, loving family, and he says, I'm a hard worker and I want to work hard for you. And then there's me with my life falling apart, and my family's horrible, and I probably need therapy. And I go, I need this job really bad. I'll work really hard too. Who are they going to go with? Well, they're going to go with the normal guy, because he's not going to be as big of a liability. They're not there to do your therapy for you. They're there to just get you to work really hard. But I was a good investment because ultimately I was a very hard worker. But I know how businesses were going to look at me. I had a pretty easy intuition about the way business operates. It's like, who would want to hire this guy versus that guy? And so I'm sitting in there. I'm super nervous. Never been in a job interview. Homeschooled. Super hot girl. She's just amazingly hot on the other side. And she's asking me all these personal questions. I'm like, I don't know, dude. And then some football player guy, he was 2 times my height, steps in. He's like, all right, we like you. You're joining the team. That guy's name was Kevin, and he was so good to me. That was a very nice guy. Kevin ends up really liking me as a worker, and he encouraged me to go to college. So he was really, really cool. And that was my first real job. So that kind of saved me. I was able to get an apartment as a result of that job. The moment I had that job, I took my $500 of cash, and I went over to the nearby apartments for druggies, because that's basically what it was. It was a rundown, gross. You could tell they had security everywhere. Guys hanging out in the back of their truck. there'll be like just a group of guys looking real shady, and they're just sitting around the back of their truck with like beers looking at you like, what are you doing? And so it's this shady as hell apartment complex, and I get the smallest possible room. And I believe the rent, even at the time, for a studio was $600, and that was before any of your utilities. So I got this. So I started working like crazy at Target. Whatever they told me to do, I was like, I will do this so hard for you, and in the exact way you tell me to. I was like a full-on robot because I was so worried that I would not have enough money to pay my monthly rent and buy food and buy clothing and anything else I needed. Like I had no clothing, I had no furniture, nothing. And I had just I had like $500, which was enough for the security deposit, which I don't remember how much that was, but I think it was pretty close to $500. So I had enough money for the security deposit, and there I was sitting in my apartment. And the very first night I was in there, I laid down on the floor and I wrapped up I had like a black pair of blue jeans, and I wrapped it up into a ball and slept with that as a pillow. And that was my first night. So crazy. Because I was so used to living in a home with like 11 children. And of course, I had some comforts at home. There was air conditioning. Well, I guess there was air conditioning in the room, but there wasn't air conditioning when I was living outside. So, it's like this shocking feeling. So it's like you go from absolute noise to absolute silence. And you're just laying there on the floor looking up at the ceiling like, this is it. You know what I mean? Like, life's going in a new direction. It was very, very dramatic. Cute punk girl manager. Yeah, so I was probably about 18. And if I had to bet, she was probably about 25, maybe slightly older, maybe like 27. And she was confident and sexy as hell, dude. So, again, being stuck in this little room with her, she's just on the other side of a desk. I'm like, oh my God, bro. I started doing the interview for our department last month, and oh boy. Yeah, she was, and then there was another manager named Sean. He was like this Irish guy. He was super Irish, a little bit chubby. Loved being around that guy too, because he was smart, dude. He was very funny. And he was very sarcastic. He was like this super, super sarcastic guy. Like he would kind of belittle himself, but he would belittle you too. So that was his style of speaking, right? Like he would be, what's the word? Self-deprecating. So he was like this self-deprecating Irish guy, but he would self-deprecate you too. So he would kind of put you down a little bit. And he was just fast and sneaky, dude. That guy knew exactly what you were doing all the time. Great manager. Lindsay was a good manager. And Kevin was the corporate manager. He was above them by one layer. And he was the guy who kind of pulled me aside and said, look, I can tell you're a hard worker and all this stuff. And he encouraged me to go get my college degree, which I wasn't really sure if I should do or not, because again, I was homeschooled and I knew very little about the world. Did your parents try to hunt you down and bring you home? So I believe my parents, in the first 24 hours, must have been having a total meltdown, because they must have been very scared that I was going to call Child Protective Services or something like that. And I did see them drive by, so I know they were looking for me. So that was, you can't forget that moment. I actually remember exactly where I was. There was this thrift store. It was called Fish, and it was right in our neighborhood, right before you leave the neighborhood. And there was this wooden wall in the parking lot where you can just kind of chill behind the wall and see people drive by as they go past it, but they can't see you. And so I was just kind of hanging out there, just kind of, trying to calm down, because, leaving home that way is a pretty big decision. It's like, it was made in a minute, and it was just like, here we are. I'm just not going back. And I saw the gigantic Suburban go by, and I know they were looking, but they must have been terrified that I could call Child Protective Services on them or get picked up by the police or something like that. And I know they were terrified of this because my mom always spoke about that. She was always talking about how much trouble we'd be in if Child Protective Services peeked into our lifestyle, which as a kid, I took that as government bad, parents good, government bad, gotta keep away from the government. Oh, stay away from people who ask questions. That's what they do. They warn you about the government. The government would have saved us. The government would have come in and been like, oh, we're taking your kids right now. So that's what would have happened. And sadly, I did not call Child Protective Services because I did believe that they would probably do something bad. So in a way, I it's kind of ironic. I'm running away from what I believe to be a horrible family, and yet I don't have the guts to do something like call Child Protective Services because I myself am very young and don't really understand any of it. I don't have an opinion on it. I don't have like a shape or direction or understanding of the world. You know, I'm this kid who's been homeschooled my whole life, so I have very little knowledge other than I, on my own, kind of concluded like this place just can't be good, you know? So I easily could have gotten them in humongous trouble if I'd simply done that. If I'd called Child Protective Services, they would have been in a lot of trouble. But I did not. The other thing I didn't know about, did the sub list go off? No, there's one more spot. The other thing I didn't know about, I did not know that as a child who ran away from home, you can ask the government for assistance. I never did that. I took care of myself the whole time. So from beginning to end, I just financially took care of myself. I did not know you could get help from the government when you're in that, because apparently governments have like programs for children who sort of intentionally remove themselves from their own family. There's like government programs for that. And they probably would have helped me with food or housing or something like that. But I just did it all on my own. Let's see. Hello, Six. Hey, Tyler. We talk about this kind of fun backstory time to time because I know some of you guys are new and you've never heard it before. So we always, I like to do a little origin story sometimes. I like to hear your stories too, by the way, guys. One of the fun things you learn is that a lot of people are going through something in life, or maybe they had a bad parent, or maybe they had really good parents, but maybe they had a bad boyfriend, or, you know, something like that. Something like that. What's the mega break? The mega break. Let me show you real fast. Here it is. By the way, it's 8:20. I got to wrap up, guys. It was fun chit chat. But we are circling the 3-hour mark. We already did 3 hours earlier today, so we have completed 6 hours of streaming. That's a lot of streaming. I'll be couch-bound for 6 weeks. No! Aw, man, I would hate to lay on the couch and play Pocopia. I'm just teasing. No, I'm sorry to hear that, Six. I'm sure that actually was pretty dreadful. I hope it goes well for you, okay? I hope your foot feels better. Send us pictures of your feet when you're done, okay? We want to see them. Here's Shining Tyranitar. He is the new Mega Break, and this is the Mega Sub List with 1 spot left on it. So you can send in for this, but you know, I might shut the stream down here, and if I miss your order, I will service it tomorrow, okay? So you can buy into that sub list anytime you want. Funny thing is, I also left home, and I think I also landed a job at Target. You had a very similar life to me. There you go. I was amongst, I was amongst the people at Target. I met a lot of guys there. I met guys there who had bad luck, guys who had normal luck, maybe guys who had good luck, managers who seemed well put together and went to college, and guys who were just scraping along like I was. There was a guy named Silver, and he was an Asian dude, and I don't think his family liked him because he drew adult content for the internet. So he was kind of shunned from his family. There was another guy actually named Derek, and he was a bit older than me by about 10 years. And it was him and his cousin that lived together, and his cousin had sleep apnea. And Derek and I liked to play Smash Brothers together, and he had kind of a tough childhood too. And I just met all kinds of really fun characters. Like I think I've told the story of the guy named Eddie, and he was a Mexican gentleman who he had got a girl pregnant, and he had been kicked out of his home by his parents. And then eventually, after the baby is born, he gets dumped by his girlfriend, and then he loses his job, and he just kind of broke down, and it was really sad. So, I got to see a lot of good things and a lot of bad things very quickly in Target. It's like this place where maybe the lowest level of society goes to pick up a starter job, whether it be young or old or something in between. Pain is pain. I got my knee scooter. I don't recommend to ever break your bone by splitting it. I agree. Let's not do that. All right, so we do have an order in the queue. Let's service this real fast and wrap it up from here. All right. Life started turning around for me when I made it into college. 1 Leafeon spot. All right, so what we know about Leafeon is there's a single spot left, and he's going to go off. Friday stream tomorrow. Never know what could happen. Yes. Javier, I know you're going to be sad, but I think we should wrap up here, okay? I think I'm going to wrap up. It's 8:23. I know my waifu is missing me probably. We got to either do this, guys. I either got to start these streams an hour earlier, or I need to start these streams at like 11 p.m., one or the other. That's what we were discussing a little bit in this stream. I think that our schedule is actually perfectly eating into Karis's off time. So we can't continue on like this. All right, good. Let's see. I'm liking it. Yeah, tomorrow is the Friday stream. There shall be 1 spot left in the Leafeon, 1 spot left in the Mega Tyranitar sub list. Also, we will find out if this card, the Sleepy Tyranitar, and the Shiny Charizard go off. with 7 spots here and 8 spots here. They got a little ways to go. They could be done by Saturday night. Are you going to get the new KPDH Mickey D cards? Probably not. But I'm always looking for a new set. If you guys want me to look into a particular set to add to the menu, always talk to me about it here and always post it in our set request channel in Discord, okay? It's between hanging out with her a few hours more or going to bed together. Yeah, well, I better go hang out with her. This is not a good schedule. I never intended it for it to last this long. It was never supposed to get into 8 p.m., so this is not a good situation. There's only 2 options. We start it earlier, so we have to start it at like 4 p.m. and run it to 7 maybe, or we have to start it later at 11 p.m. Why don't you guys tell me in Discord what you prefer, okay? Or I'll tell you what, you guys are all here right now, right? Why don't we just do a quick poll for the last 51 people that are here? You know, the moment you start saying you're heading out, people are like, all right, I got to go. Bring back late night stream. So I'm going to ask you guys which time period you prefer for me to start at. Let's run a quick poll. I'm going to run it right now, so hopefully you guys are ready to hit that button. We're going to say start at 4 p.m. or start at 11 p.m. So we're going to say 4 p.m. and 11 p.m. and hit start poll. All right, you ready to vote? Start voting. Express your interests. I want to see what you guys think about it. What about your newly found and preferred sleep schedule? Okay, so I think if we can start at like 11 and end strictly within 3 hours, never go past 3 hours, maybe it will still work. So like if we start up at, like, let's say I'm in the room by 10:30, we start by 11 p.m. and it goes 11, 12, 1, like that, 11, 12, 1. And then I say, all right, we did our 3 hours. We're going to bed now. That might work. But let's see what people are saying. A lot of people are actually saying they like the 11 p.m. time period better. So there's only 17 votes, but 11 p.m. is at a whopping 94%. So everyone here prefers, actually I should also point out that if you're in California, 4 p.m. for me is actually 2 p.m. in California. So that's really early, actually. It's almost like a lunchtime. And if you're in New York, 4 p.m. for me is actually 5 p.m. for you. Okay? All right, so now there's 19 votes, and it's at 11% and 89%. So that's going to be good enough. We only have 55 people in here. I'm going to go ahead and hit end poll. I'm in California. All right, so it's interesting to see you guys clearly prefer later streams, okay? Miss 6 goes, boo! You never end within 3 hours. I do, actually. I'm pretty good at it now. We do 3 hours in the morning, 3 hours in the afternoon. That gives us a total stream time per day of 6 hours. I think that's a solid stream time. We could make it 7 hours, but we get a solid stream time of 3 hours in. I think it's a good thing. And then I wrap up and try to have some time left over. I still have to have time to do like submissions and stuff like that, believe it or not. I think later is better. Many work are just getting out of work by 5 p.m. All right, thank you everyone for the wonderful stream. I'm going to go hang out and have dinner now and discuss this with Karis as well. I can't have our stream ending at 8:30 p.m. Karis is off work at 5 p.m. So this is 3.5 hours later, and the night is almost over, and it's dark outside. So this is not, we were not trying to do this. We were not trying to do this. Most people still here will vote for the end. You would need to do it towards the start of the stream. That's a fair point, Jeff. Like, for example, if we started the stream at like, 4 p.m. Missouri time, and then started the poll, maybe those guys would say, oh yeah, I like the early start time. You know what I mean? So that's a very good point. All right, I'm hopping off. Thank you for the feedback, guys. I'll see you tomorrow for the morning stream. Thank you very much.